At least I know that now.
Get controls.
And not to mention that's actually a pretty good combo.
I'm streaming now.
Because instead of me taking the blunt of the damage, I could pop Ward of Dawn and block it if it's a bullet or an AoE.
Could
Well, actually,
plant a few explosives here.
I don't even think Ward of Dawn would have helped because it's 10 foot. It would have to be a barrier then. I guess actually, now that I think of it, that's more of a question towards you, Dave. Would have barrier counteracted the AoE if it came into contact with the barrier?
Oh, I'm dead.
That's a very good question.
Well, not War of Dawn, like the barricade. If I did like the tower ring, instead of it making contact with the floor and making contact with the shield, would that have canceled out since it wasn't hitting the ground? From what I remember, like blue was like right up in their face.
Yeah, see that was his thing. Is like he was right up in it, so he didn't even need to move. All he had to do was just go straight to attack and just slam straight down. Because
yeah, so like
it was a 5 foot radius. So thing is, like
if I did Ward of Dawn, that's a 10-foot area, which means the guy was going to be inside the bubble, still doing the damage. But what if it was the barricade, which is like right in front of me, which would have been in between the two?
I mean, if it slams still down on top of the barricade, it still would do a 5 foot radius.
But
so I mean, the bubble would have gave him an overshield. So you could have like dropped the bubble, gave him overshield, and then he likely would have survived the impact, even failing the strength check. That probably would have gave him enough shield points to survive the blow.
Yeah, because I know with overshield, I get resistance towards physical attacks.
Yeah, because I mean, if we're talking barricade, it's still going to go through a barricade because like if it slams down on top of the barricade itself, then it's still going to hit the 5 foot radius. So it's still really going to go through it.
Oh, it's
so the Ward of Dawn would have been the
because he would have gained overshield and then would have had enough shield points to survive.
Nope.
I mean, it's tactics that you learn.
I'm a Titan. Who cares about tactics? That's my answer. I'm a Titan. Who cares about tactics?
Well, I mean, you're a defender Titan, so I mean, if you're out to defend, then you had an opportunity there, and you realize that now.
Well, yeah, because I thought, because with self-fit, because that's reaction. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to use my action to use the Ward of Dawn.
No action.
Well, I think because it was just like the start of your turn, so you had everything to be able to do it. I mean, I'm a bit hazy on the details of it, but I believe you would have had enough at the start of your turn to be able to do all of that.
It's just a sound from
because it would be a reaction plus a
trying, like we're in a public place. I could put on little.
Not to mention that's if I was actually in range, which I think I was. It was just my protective light wasn't.
I think you actually might have been just out of range. That might have been it. Why you didn't do it is because I think you were actually just out of range for the bubble to proc.
No, because I think it was that my radiant light was out of range because that's 15 feet. But I think I was in range to move up to him. It's just that I was trying to defend him, and which you said that I would also be I wouldn't be taking the damage for him. He would still be taking the damage.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, because of the
Plus,
AOE that you both like. You would have stepped
2
in,
sessions
but
ago.
you would have both like. Yeah, we're discussing the combat a few sessions ago.
Yeah, where you got fucking smashed.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
because of
no,
the
see,
AOE, like you
There
would
was
have
no
both
way to
been
save me out of
smashed.
that.
Well, like I'm thinking back to it now, and I
Oh,
probably
wow.
could have saved you if I actually thought like if I actually knew how reactions worked.
I mean,
Because
even
I don't know.
then,
I still like if I'm remembering right, I still think you were like just out of range for it to work.
well, the room that we were in wasn't that big.
The first room was the larger room, and then the second room was the smaller room, and that the second room is where it was like you were kind of pinned up in.
Well, no, I was in the hallway.
Yeah,
That
peeking
was
around
where
the
he
corner.
appeared.
Yeah, you were in
Yeah.
that cave narrow. Yeah, that was the fun
And-
place.
I wasn't too far into that cave, and behind me was where they were. Because he
Yeah,
appeared
but-
behind me.
You were in real close quarters and against a monster you don't want to be in close quarters with.
Because like I said before, with the day, I could have used Selfless as a reaction, and then possibly had used War of Dawn, that would have encased both of us, giving us both overshields.
Would Selfless have given you more movement distance?
With Selfless, it's that if I'm within 5 feet of someone, I can.
Oh, these. Nick?
Hang on, what was that again?
These are
Selfless.
pins that are AR, augmented reality.
With Selfless, I can give disadvantage to an
Yes,
attack
they have
roll
D&D ones.
if it's with someone within 5 feet of
Yeah,
me.
I got a
Which
feeling.
it would be a disadvantage to their attack roll, but it was an
let
AoE
me
attack,
see
so that wouldn't have worked either way.
Here, I'm gonna see
But
this one.
if it still hits, I can choose to take the damage.
sorry.
Which if the
Yes,
target is
no.
not within 5 feet of me, I can use the movement that I have to get to him, as long as I still have 5 feet remaining.
Let me see if I can find one of their other videos that doesn't have a freaking blaring.
Because I
sound.
know, like, if I remember, you were in the middle of the first room at the start. With your movement, you only got to like the beginning of the hallway, so you were still out of range.
Shop off.
Even if you had an additional 5 feet, I think you were still like
so
maybe 20 feet
you
away.
take your phone or an app off of like a tablet or phone.
Like, is that if I'm
And
like I
you
said, I'm trying to
actually,
remember, but I feel
it
like
doesn't
you
pop out.
were
It does other
too
things,
far
too.
away
Let me find the
in
ones.
order for that to work.
These
Because
aren't
you were
very
more than
expensive
I
either.
think you're more
Most
than
of them
50
are-
feet away from him.
Or excuse me, are not. Excuse me.
ID solve that?
But,
I don't know. I'd have to go
yeah,
back
Power
and
Rangers
look at
ones.
the combat again to actually say with real
Let me
certainty.
find.
but-
Here's Magic the
Well, I
Gathering
mean, what's
ones.
happened has happened. So.
Yeah, I mean it's done and over with, but yeah, like
Yeah,
I said,
I'm
it's a
still
lesson
thinking,
learned.
I'm still thinking practically, like, could that still work?
Retro. Oh wow, retro. Floppy disk.
Well, yeah, I mean if you were in range of that and like yeah, if it meets all the conditions, yeah, it would definitely work.
But at the time, since it didn't cross your head,
Let's
it's
see.
kind of retrospective.
I can find.
Yep, like I said, lesson learned.
The ones
I like how there's somebody in the tower named Griffith did nothing wrong. Fuck that guy.
Who did nothing wrong? Wait,
Here they are.
Griffith.
I
Let's see if
don't
this is
get the
video.
reference.
Berserk.
Oh, so I
This
don't
I-
know what.
I'm vague on Berserk. I've only seen like
Griffith
Nips.
betrayed everybody.
Ah,
oh
He's
I
literally
see.
the cause of the end of the world.
I see.
Still can't
And
wait to
then
get my
proceeded
radiant.
to R Word, the main
here it
character's
is.
girlfriend,
Ah, fun.
This
in front of him.
this is one of those pins that you just saw, Nick. This is what happens when you look through it with the app on the phone. It becomes
I still
augmented
can't wait
reality.
until I get radiant light, because then
well, that's interesting.
that would be helpful in certain situations.
And see, what it happens is you can actually interact. There's a dice roller in it. There's a few other things. This is just one pin. And it does this whole thing. Tap the graphics to unlock DLC. It comes with actually a lot of that stuff already, so.
So happy I finally have eyes.
Yeah, they're really nice.
You know what else is nice?
$12.99. That's it. Oh, that's a dog. It's not what I wanted, but that's the first video that can come. Stupid thing. I hate it when it does that. Oh, they have Magic the Gathering one now. What more of the cards? Oh my god, stupid. I hate commercials.
Oh yeah,
This
it's
is
arms
augmented
today.
reality.
That's the thing I need to
Could
do.
be. I think that's this.
Excavation.
But I'm ready if y'all are.
I hope you're doing well.
Yep.
My name is Graham, and welcome to the
I'm
Cracker
ready.
Pack here
Yeah.
I
on
am ready as well.
Yeah, so
we opened some pins. Literally
Yeah, I'm gonna
haven't opened this before.
he's talked too much. I just want to get to the.
pins. We've got 3 pins here.
Oh, he's
We
got the
have
3-pack.
Our old friend
Matrix.
the Pack's Hope,
What?
Okay.
and
We're
then-
waiting on you.
Like I said
No.
before, is this,
Hurry
up.
This is the
All right,
same
then
thing.
we're
Showing
no
up.
longer.
Wrist.
Matrix's character has died.
Wait,
Rose is
Slammed like I
dead.
did.
wait, have I
He's
died
fucking
once?
dead.
Right?
We've
Oh,
killed
have
him.
you died,
He's
Matrix?
dead.
Didn't I die in the beginning somewhere? Where right about the Coliseum or something?
Matrix went splat. You
Yeah.
went splat.
No, I
Borks
didn't
went
splat. I got
Wait, no, Matrix
sla-
never gone.
Was I even there?
no.
Or
I
was it? No, I
thought
did
I
go
got
splat.
shot or something.
I did go splat that one time.
Yeah, you got shot in one of
The
the
Coliseum.
earlier stages. You did
Oh, yeah,
get
so then-
downed.
It was right
All I
before
remember
the
is all I
Coliseum
remember
getting
happening
taken
with it
down.
was he just didn't even
Then let me
ask.
rephrase that. Matrix has died. Bork has died. Blue has died twice, to my knowledge.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
When
right.
I
The
died.
first and then now.
I'm trying to
And
remember
so
when I
far,
died.
I haven't.
Well,
Oh,
Yeah,
was it
First
when I
and
you're-
died?
you're
still
the-
bad.
You're the only
That was-
one who is not taking unnecessary risks and gotten yourself killed.
Time to
Yes,
let,
I remember when I died.
Theo do all the fighting in this encounter.
It's time to change that.
Oh my god.
I mean,
All right, I
who
gotta
was
write
the
them.
voice of reason to say not to go ahead of the tank? Blue?
I was being stealthy.
You got right up in its
Wait,
face.
hold on.
I was
There's
being
a guy
stealthy,
in my
he
name
says.
called Rob Schneider is a stapler.
Rob Schneider is a
He's
stapler.
stapler.
Okay, but no. So here's the thing. With what I did, it was logical from my point of view, from a D&D standpoint. But here's the thing. I
not
didn't
talking about
know
you
that
going
it had an
stealth.
AoE effect.
Link? Oh,
I'm not talking about
yeah,
the.
yeah,
I'm not talking about the whole
that's what
whole
you're talking about.
going stealth thing. Yes, that's smart on your end, but to go up to the enemy and look it dead in its face.
Yes, because it had
This
a
thing's
fucking
responding
melee
really
weapon.
well today,
I
bro.
was assuming that it would have
Yeah.
disadvantage on attacks. Because if
We're
you were
just
too
starting
close into
here.
D&D, you have a disadvantage. I stepped into its 5-foot square.
And that was a mistake.
I got it up. I'm ready to go. Sorry. I was showing off the pins that are really cool. So
Yeah, I know. I was watching that. I was seeing the pins. They do look really cool. I will admit that.
yeah, they're like
But-
some of them are $12.99. So, but you use your phone and it does that and it makes them pop out and do all that stuff. So, but anyway, let's get to this. Sorry.
Yes. Anyway, again, if you're interested in this game, check out velvetfanggames.com. They have the books online there for free. You can download them, check it out, give them some love because again, without them, this game just isn't possible.
I've never done Team Scorch, and yet it's fun.
And there are the books. There you go.
New team scored, Tommy.
Back
It's
this
fun
up.
as well.
Yeah, I mean it's
Oops.
It's a really
Yeah.
good way to grind.
I
Good
thought
way
I
to
had
grind
mine
each side.
up. I guess I didn't.
all right. Everyone, okay, there you are.
Sorry,
Just
I'm
gonna
loading
say.
up my screen. It's responding quick because you guys are responding to me just as fast as it is. So this is a good day.
Good day. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
When we last left our heroes, Earl Shale, Elias Norwood, Theo Levin, Ash Six, and their ghosts, Diving Bell, Paradox, Nova, and Dragonfly, the party got a message from Malachi with a job offer to investigate further into dark matter and the Genesis Corporation on the far-off moon of Europa. Before the party met with Malachi, the team witnessed Julius being confronted by a man who wanted to get in to see his girlfriend. Julius stood back in his relaxed posture and just wasn't taking any shit from the man. But before the man could take a swing at him, Theo intercepted the punch and Elias gave him a good shock. Not willing to let this go, Elias and the others went into the club and sought out the woman in question. only to find out it was an ex-girlfriend and it was nothing more than a petty squabble between an ex-lovers. Amused by the situation, Malachi waited for the team in his office, and once they arrived, revealed the details of the job. Malachi's
Don't forget
team
we
was...
tased the guy.
Well, that's why I said you gave him a good shock.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I used a little phrasing there.
He's
for
got
it.
the jokes.
Malachi's team was decimated by the Vex attempting to retrieve the data stored at the facility and called on the team to retrieve it. While on their way back from the briefing, the team encountered a hunter who was gaining a lot of attention from people on the streets. The city folk were whispering of the exploits of this hunter as the newest Crucible champion. The hunter was given a nickname by the people and was named Darkstar. The hunter passed by quietly down the street as the crowd reveled in the presence of the hunter without being stopped. The team gathered their things and left off for Europa and entered the facility, which was unusually quiet. After digging through some offices and gathering what information they could from the computers that were available, the team gathered what they could and prepared to leave, but just as they did, a haze began to form in the lobby, and a Vex Hydra now stands between the party and the exit.
Freedom!
Everybody, roll initiative, please.
Please. No.
A moment.
Do it.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
I do have a choice. I can call
Oh, that's
Mom.
easy.
Oh,
I was
that's
like, oh,
on
I'll do a
you.
quick run to. I'll do.
I'm calling the traveler.
Alright, I'm trying
Uh,
to.
initiative.
Apparently one.
There it is. 20, bitch.
Wait, how do you have a 0 for your initiative?
Oh,
I
there's
just
initiative.
clicked on the
I'm
initiative.
feeling it. Oh, I can't even see that. I apologize. There we go.
You just click on the little initiative.
Yeah,
thing
I
on
didn't
the
see
screen.
where I
Yeah,
was
no,
looking.
that's a 0 for me.
So would a nat 20 be a modified 23?
I mean, technically a nat
He
20
can go first before
means
the end.
I mean, natural 20, I believe. I mean,
it does
you-
not put
you
you, at the top
guys-
of the thing.
yeah.
Nah,
Oh.
Okay,
Sure,
so then
20.
Eros would be going first.
Yeah, I was just
Oh,
hyped. I
crap.
got the
I mean,
nat
I was just
20.
gonna say, because it's a natural 20, I'd let you guys choose between the two of you who wants to go first.
So, hold on,
you can
who
go
has
first,
the highest
dude.
roll?
What?
Alright.
Eros does with the 23.
But I got the natural 20.
Okay,
So,
so the way to settle this is roll again for initiative, and whoever has the highest goes first.
okay.
That's fine with me. I was gonna say you can
Well,
go first.
we know it's
I'm
Matrix.
fine.
Well, it's gonna be Matrix.
Oh,
Wait,
come
hold
on.
on. Let's see.
I don't
Let's
want
He
to.
rolls a 1. I'd love it if he.
Yep.
he rolled a
I'm rolling on my high. That means I'm gonna be dead during this. Okay.
Damn,
You'll be
okay.
dead
I'm having
if you
good.
let
I
me
was
do my
having some
job.
good luck. I get like, literally, I did a quick run of the Lost Sector to get.
No,
a
no,
second
it
chance.
just
Not
it-
second chance, immediately rolled a 20. I thought it would be my day. I'm not gonna lie.
it
If
just
you let
means
me
you're
do my
getting all
job,
the
you
bad
won't
ones.
die.
Yeah, it means all your bad rolls are getting out of the way. That means you're gonna have good rolls. That means I'm gonna have bad rolls. So it's gonna work out.
We shall see.
Just-
We shall see how this goes. I got 3 of my charges.
I mean, hey, Matrix, as
Got
long
my
as you let
3
me do my
charges.
job,
I
you
am
won't die.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Wise.
I'll stand behind the Titan.
I am ready to go. So there's a Hydra.
Okay,
right?
so
One
to kind of
shield.
set the scene, you guys are currently on the stairs. You can make your way back up to the second floor to take cover, or you can find some cover somewhere on the first floor.
What is the? Hold on. There's no map, is there? No. What is the What is
Yeah,
the like?
so-
No, I'm just. What is the like? How far is he from like the base of the stairs, or the Hydra from the base of the stairs?
So from the
Uh,
base of the stairs, it's about 30, 40 feet. About 40 feet, we'll say.
Okay.
But
Can
we're
I?
at the top.
Okay. Yeah. No. I was just wondering if they're like. Okay. Oh, we're at the top of the stairs, and probably.
Yeah, you guys you're at the top of the stairs. Whoever's taking lead though is going to be standing on the stairs, so you have to kind of move in order to get back.
I'm pretty sure I was the one at
Yeah.
the
You in
stairs.
front of us.
Yep, so you'd be standing on the stairs then, and then everyone else is kind of behind you or could take cover
We could
on the rail behind you.
fortify positions out on the second floor, and then fire down while it's moving up.
So the first up in the turn order, Uros.
Where am I at in that line though?
So I mean, you're going to be kind
It's-
of you're back
Uros.
behind the stairs a little bit. So like there's the kind of rail there on the second floor that you can duck behind, and you can take cover from there. Or if you want to, you can jump down and you can look for cover on the first floor.
Since I am so squishy, I think I will stay up above. Can I hop behind that rail a bit? Get a little cover?
Yep,
please?
yep. So you'll take cover behind the rail. You'll be on the left of the stairs.
Okay, perfect. Do I have any kind of line of sight of it?
You would have a line of sight on it, yes, because it's right smack in the middle of this lobby.
Okay. Trying to think, what should I use? Jeez. I'll take a couple shots with graviton lance. I had to think which one I want to use. Let's see what happens.
Okay, take a shot.
Oh, please. I know
That's gonna miss.
It's gonna miss too.
That's gonna miss too. So, I'll tell you this: you're taking your shots at this thing, but you all three. I won't even have you guys roll for this. You all three immediately notice there's 3 rotating shields around this Hydra that are deflecting your shots.
Okay, so we're gonna either have to hit it with abilities, or hit it from like up top, or just time our shots. That's gonna be fun.
Oh boy. Okay. At least I found that out for the rest of you.
Did you want to use anything else?
If I use my throwing knife, oh god, I'd have to time it, wouldn't I?
You're about 50 feet away from it, so
That's
I mean,
a stretch.
you can take a throw at it and see if it lands.
Oh, what the heck? Why not? I'll take a throw.
Go for it.
Let's see what happens. Come on.
Nope. That's not gonna do it.
What was that? Nothing.
Your throw goes over the Hydra's head just a little too hard.
The railing was in my way. That's all. That's all. Don't worry about it.
All right, so that's gonna be it for you.
Yeah, I got nothing else. So.
All right, Ash, you're up next.
So, has the Hydra fired on us yet? Or no,
It-
no, it hasn't. Obviously, not.
No, because it's not.
And
Hash's
I'm
turn
dumb.
yet.
I don't know. I'm dumb. Sorry.
That's fine.
I'm trying to see here. Because I could, no, I'll wait for it. Then I'll wait for it. I guess the most I can do is just kind of, I guess I can just try chucking a grenade at it, see how that goes. I'll throw an Axion at it, see if that can maybe get under its shield. or something.
Axion's AOE only, right?
Axion's have
Axion
the Seeker.
is Seeker. So
Yeah, the
on that
Seeker.
kit.
Okay. All right, roll the attack then for me,
I'm trying to remember how.
because
I'm trying to remember what I rolled.
yeah, because you're not having to meet AC. It's just straight going to damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just roll the damage then.
Yeah, roll the damage for the grenade. Well, actually, just roll for the attack, and then you should be able to roll for the damage, because...
Hold on, I just need to remember what I need to roll for the attack.
Right, yeah, because grenades.
It's been a moment. Striker. Grenade.
Yeah, of everyone on the team, you probably have the most homework just because of the way your skills are set.
Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? Here we go. Grenades. There is Axion. Bolt. There we go. So. I'm just seeing the, I'm just seeing the, what's it called? The attack. I'm not seeing what I need to roll for the actual thing itself.
Yeah, because if it's just like a straight AOE that doesn't require you to meet an AC, then yeah, you're just going straight to damage.
I don't know what I need to roll for the AC. Or am I?
Well, no, I mean if the grenade doesn't have to make you roll for it, like it's
Oh,
just
okay.
like
So I
going
just
straight to
roll for the
damage. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the 4. Is it the 4 or is it the 3? I think I'm high enough level to do 4 d6s, right? Oh wait, no, I'm dumb. Hold on. I was reading the wrong thing. It's 3d10. I'm sorry. I was reading the wrong grenade. There we go. Fuck. It's 10. At least we'll see if it
Okay.
hits. Or if it can hit under those shields.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
that will hit. So you will do 10 damage.
Okay, good.
Because the Seekers will basically will bounce from the shield and go around it and do the damage.
Okay, solid.
So, okay. Did you want to use the bonus action?
I'll just take a couple shots at it, I guess. So
Okay.
it's-
That's gonna miss.
And is that it, or do I have one more? Make sure I just...
Well, that's 2 attacks you've done now.
Yeah.
The grenade and the
Yeah,
shot.
just making
So
sure.
yeah, that's your 2.
That's it.
Okay.
I'll end my turn off.
All right, Theo, you're up next.
I guess first off, I guess I'm gonna back up, so I'm at the top of the stairs.
Okay. Are you gonna take cover behind the rail there as well?
Ha! You think I'm gonna use natural cover? Barricade.
Are you putting it in front of the stairs?
I possibly actually, because I'm gonna be doing the rally barricades, so it's gonna be 3 feet tall, so people should still be able to see over it.
Yep, or peek around it.
Yeah. So then, I was gonna place the rally barricade at the top
Okay.
as my bonus action, and I do not want to be near this thing, so I'm actually gonna use actual guns this time. So I will shoot at it with my scout rifle. Hey,
20 will hit.
and since it hit, I also need to roll a d6.
Okay.
Okay, no modifier to that. And
So just the 3 damage?
yeah,
Okay.
in which I can attack again. This time it'll be +1 because Zen moment. So 11, but that won't hit,
Yep, no, that will not hit.
and that's my turn.
Okay. Elias, you are now up.
Wait, hold on. How the fuck am I up?
Because
I had
everyone
that
else
one.
is... Because you're the last on the list.
Oh, okay.
We've hit the bottom of the rotation.
Fuck it. How far am I away from it?
You're about 50 feet away from it.
Catch reach. 18.
Yeah, shit.
18, okay.
And that does go through shields, by the way.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that will go through shields. Okay. So 27.
It's pre-nerfed for last reach.
All right, and then you still have 2 more attacks.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna throw 2 grenades. So, 1, 2.
All right, so yeah, mark off your arc charges too, just so you're making sure
Yeah.
how many you got.
I had 3, correct?
10 and 17.
I believe it was 3. Yeah. I would have to double check. Okay, so let's see. That's both of those are half damage. Actually,
Oh,
hang
so
on.
it has 18.
Oh, hang on. No. I gotta do dex saves. Hang on. I misread that. 1 sec.
And did both of
Let's
them hit?
back up. What did it have to beat? 15?
14.
14? It's a 15. Okay. So that's 1. And he's gonna fail the second one.
So he takes.
Okay, so yeah, I gotta do some math here. Bear with me here. So that's half is gonna be this one. So that's 7.
He's basically taking 18. Because 1 gets reduced. No matter what, one of them gets reduced to 6.
Okay. Okay.
And that's my 3 attacks, and I'm gonna move into cover.
Get behind the barricade.
No, natural cover is better
Coward.
because it raises my AC to 20.
I made a goof. The Hydra was supposed to attack at some point, and I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just
See,
gonna have
Yeah, that's what I was
how
thinking.
it was supposed to be in the
like,
middle.
wait.
Like, yeah, I missed it. That's my bad. It's gonna attack now, so we're just gonna do this to.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
That's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm juggling so much at the moment. Okay.
You're fine.
Let's see. It's not gonna move at all because it doesn't need to.
There's a guy in my game flaming nuts.
His name is Flaming Nuts.
Yeah. And then
Fuck.
his clan tag is pink.
Yes.
Okay, it's
Stop
going
it.
to attack, fire at the barricade. See, that's a 20.
That does hit.
Okay. That does 27 explosive void.
Oh, okay.
And it's going
Wow.
to fire again. That's a 21.
That hits. Yeah.
Another 27 explosive void. Are you directly behind the barricade?
I mean, possibly not, as I did
Okay.
have more movement.
It does have a 5-foot radius.
Yeah, I would think I would at least be a bit away from it, as just
Okay.
have cover.
Okay. Because I was
which,
gonna say, if you were directly behind it, you would likely be taking some of this damage.
But I can definitely say, barricade down.
Guardian done.
Okay.
I mean, it took the fire. That's something.
Yes.
All right. So, all right. That's end of round 1. Round 2, Uros, we're back to you.
Yay!
Is the yay? Good question.
Don't be scared.
I'm gonna let's see. God. What can I do? I could. Can I try and toss my incendiary grenade at it? See if
Yeah.
I can hit it. I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna toss it.
Well, I think that's a similar effect, right? That's just like AOE.
Yeah.
It has to make it like a saving throw.
Yeah, I don't have the information on it, but yeah, it's supposed to have, because it's going to have the burning effect on it too, I guess. I gotta find
Yeah.
the thing on it again. I had it here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna throw it first. How's that?
Yeah, let's see if it actually.
Nah, didn't even.
Creature within 5 feet of attack must make a con saving
Oh.
throw. Okay, yep. I'm glad I wrote that in.
Real quick, before I forget about it, I'm just going to go ahead and roll these, so don't pay attention to them.
Okay.
I did have it. I apologize.
Let's see.
Creature. No, I don't
Con
think it's-
save. Oh, he's very high in con.
Yeah, it's just a con save.
Yeah, he's gonna pass that.
I thought I had it on
So
the
he's
page.
only gonna take half damage. That's 4.
Better than nothing.
Yep. No, I mean you got. I mean, best you can do right at this point to chip away at it, but you do have one more attack.
By the way, if you were wondering what I was rolling for, recharges.
Yeah, I already know.
Let's. Oh god, I'm gonna pull out my combat bow and use one of my explosive arrows. See if I can do anything with it.
By the way, Matrix, don't forget to recharge your knife.
Oh, thank you. Completely forgot it anyway.
Yep.
How about this? I'll do that. There. That's recharged.
Your knife will be. Yep, your knife's
ready.
back on your next turn.
Yeah, there, that's taken care of. So I'm gonna take a shot with the bow with the explosive head. Where is it? This one.
Nice shot.
Did I make it between the shields?
You did. With a natural 20. You time this shot perfectly right into its dome, and the arrow goes off doing the explosive damage, so you hit him for 8.
Sweet.
Very nice. So that's
Okay. I gotta use bow.
all right. Ash, you're now up.
All right. Hold on. First things first. I'm gonna see what is the recharge.
Who
So
the
I
fuck
need to
racked
roll a
gun?
D8
Sorry,
to
it's
recharge
it's
it.
on my chair. When I move, it sometimes slides.
I think that's successful.
What were you rolling for?
Recharging my grenade.
Yep. So you will have your grenade.
Solid. This is the only thing in the room, right? It's just the Hydra.
That you can see. Yep.
Oh, that's lovely.
I mean, you don't know what's outside.
Yeah. That is. I'm tempted to use that. No, this thing's probably tough as hell. It'll take a while, even with the depth of void charging, to save those. I am going to. I'll chuck another grenade on him. I'll throw another Axion onto him. So that's a. That's 3d10. It's again for 15.
Okay.
And I'll just take another shot at him with the hand cannon. So
That's gonna miss.
uh,
Your shot just bounces right off its shield.
I just can't shoot. I can't shoot.
Alright, so now putting it in its right place, the Hydra is going
I'm
to
not
go
here with that
next.
ability spam.
Seeing the barricade is now down, Theo, it's gonna target you. Okay. I need you to
I don't like that.
roll.
Why
Oh,
roll?
this doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't want to tell me what I want. Roll a dex save.
Oh, yay!
The one thing he has nothing of.
And then +3 because of protective light.
He
Okay.
doesn't need to move. He's okay.
Nope, never mind.
Nope, that's not gonna do it. So you will take 27 explosive void damage.
20?
27.
27, alright.
And it's going to fire again. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna hit. Okay, make another dex save.
+3, that's 14.
That's it. 14, yeah, it's still not gonna do it. Another 27 explosive void.
God damn. Okay.
And that is going to end its turn. Theo, you're now up.
Alright, so first off, let me actually roll my recharge for my grenade.
Yep, roll your
Just make sure.
recharges.
Which it'll be up next. It'll be up next time. Wait, no, that's my grenade. I'll undo my class one. What the fuck? 3. Okay, so So,
Not back yet.
yeah, my class ability isn't up.
Nope.
So I'm going to throw my suppress at it. But even though if it
Okay,
misses,
charisma save. Okay. That's kind of high in charisma too.
I don't see this thing picking up any chicks anytime soon.
19, so it will pass. So 8
and
damage.
it'll take half
and-
damage. Yeah,
Yep. So it's
and I was hit, so Zen motion is not active. Fuck it, I'm gonna use my combat bow. 14.
that's gonna bounce off its shields.
Let me see. Is there anything I need to look into that? All around.
Yeah. Did any of your
The only one-
properties give you anything on that?
The only thing I'm gonna need to look into is final round. I think. Nope.
Okay.
And I can't attack again because of full draw.
Yeah. Well, that was your second attack anyway, so that's fine.
And I guess I'll get into cover now.
Okay. So you will be in cover now on the right side of the stairs.
And because it's end of my turn, shield, I get 2 back.
Okay. All right, so that's it for you. Now, Elias, you're up.
Give me 1 second. I gotta get back to the right page. I'm going to pull out my grenade launcher and try to take a shot at it. So that doesn't hit.
Well, it's explosive, so AOE.
It has to hit though.
Yeah, for a grenade launcher shot, it would still have to connect because he's still trying to take a shot at it.
And oh, it's 4-shot capacity, so I can fire this fucking 2 more times technically. So let's see what it says right there.
Well, you have to reload it though after 4 shots, is what
Yeah,
it's
that's
saying.
fine. So that definitely fucking hits,
Yep, that will hit.
and that one hits.
That one ties.
Which would mean it hits.
Yeah, tie would succeed, so yep, that will hit. So that's... Alright, that's it for you?
I'm still in cover, so the only thing I need to do is this. My super is back, and basically if I roll this, no matter what, I'm still gonna get my grenades back. Yep, I got my grenades back.
Yep, so yeah, next round you'll have all your stuff back.
Yep.
Alright.
The only other thing I'm going to do is switch back to Tlaloc.
Okay.
And that's it.
Alright, Eros, you're now up.
Whee! Okay, I'm back. All right. Let's see. I'll take another shot with the bow with another explosive arrow. I mean, heck, why not?
Alright, take the shot.
Swear this time.
That will hit. For a
One.
whopping 1.
One.
So
Wait,
you
hold
fire
on.
the...
Isn't it the explosive round?
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Is that because of the 1 damage there, that the explosive doesn't go off.
Oh,
Yeah, it's 1. I got 1.
1 peanut butter.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god, my shot. That sucks.
Oh, you're hitting, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that it's not that it sucks.
I'm just getting the opposite effect. I get a good roll, and then yeah. All right, I got another shot. Oh, I'll do it again with the bow. See what happens. Where'd it go? I had it. There it is. Ooh, I don't think that one hit.
That will miss. See, you got the one ding in,
I
so
got
at
one.
least you're chipping away at him.
It's just going up. 2, 3, maybe it'll keep going.
You do have your knife back if you want to take your bonus action.
Might as well try and do it. Oh, God.
Nope.
I give
Not
up
gonna
on
do
it.
it.
Oh, I need to roll for grenade, too. So I'll do that real quick.
Yeah, roll your recharges.
And then...
We charge.
I'll do that now. 1 and... Oh, right.
Oh, jeez.
5 and a 1. Okay. That's it.
All right. Ash, we're back to you.
Quickly gonna roll my recharge. I need to start doing this in my turn. Is that?
Yep.
I don't think. Okay. Do I get it back? Okay.
That was your grenade, right?
Yes, that was my grenade recharge.
It's got to be a 7.
Yeah. Okay.
So
No, I don't have it back.
basically, like your next roll, you'll get it back because you have to get one more.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you'll get it back next round.
Yeah. I don't know. Has it been moving towards us this entire time, or is it just staying put?
It's sitting in position. It hasn't moved.
It's like, come at me, bitch.
Hey, I'm tempted to do something kind of stupid. Hold on, let me see this. So I need to read up on something. Actually, yeah. So how much cover is there that I can see at the on the first floor?
Make a perception for me.
All right. Perception. It's that one.
There's some concrete pillars kind of to the left and to the right, and there is some scattered debris, but nothing looks like it's going to be like very solid cover, but it could provide you some cover for maybe a turn or two, depending on how much damage it takes.
That is all I need. Can I quickly run down the stairs to get behind one of those pillars?
You can jump down and move off. Let's see, you're on the right side, yeah?
Yes.
Yep, so basically what you can do is instead of taking the stairs, you can just drop down and move off to the right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
And that, yeah, because I mean, if you run down the stairs, you're going to use your full movement going down the stairs. And
I didn't realize there was like a railing I could jump over or anything.
Yeah, because you're only on the second floor. Like you can easily make this drop.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do that. And
Okay.
A very wise decision, Ash.
I have a plan.
You have a plan, but it's...
I have a plan. It's probably a terrible idea, but I do got some movement here. So I can maybe get out of it if it goes wrong.
All right, so you're in position now behind the right pillar on the first floor.
All right. Can I still like take a shot or two at him? Or...
Yeah, you have a line of sight at it because it's a very large target in the middle of this room, so like it's pretty hard to miss this thing.
So I'll just kind of take a couple hand cannon shots at him.
Yeah, both shots will bounce off the shields.
Okay. And then that is my turn.
Okay. The Hydra is now up. Noticing movement, it's going to target Ash on the right. And you are behind cover, so... This is still an AoE attack, though, so you're probably going to take something here. Make a dex save.
Okay.
No, but not.
14.
Okay. Now because you're still behind cover, you're gonna take half for this, but you're gonna be taking 13 damage.
Oh, fun.
And the pillar that you're hiding behind, you feel it cracking.
Okay. Where do I take that damage to? Is it to my
Shield.
It's gonna
Okay,
be
so
your
that's
shields.
temporary hit
Yeah.
points.
Well, your shields go first.
Yeah, I'm just making sure so I know exactly what I'm gonna be
Yeah,
reducing. Because I only have 13 hit points. I have to put this one over. Okay. 17 should left.
Alright, so now it's going to go for a second attack. Make a dexterity save.
For me again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
So the pillar will collapse behind you as the cover now breaks, but you will still be covered for this last one, so you will take another 14 damage.
Oh jeez. I think this was a terrible idea. I
And
had
that's
a
going to
plan.
end the Hydra's
not.
turn. Theo, you're now up.
Alright. First off, let me do this. Alright, so class is back.
Yep.
I will get my grenade next round. And I recover 7.
Why is yours so weird?
Because he macroed it.
Yeah. As saying that you know, Ash's thing is no longer there for cover, I'm going to move on down to him.
Okay, yeah, you're also on the right side, so you can drop down and almost be in the same position.
Yes, in which I will take a shot at the Hydra. 14.
That will
Which
miss.
won't hit. And then as my other action, I will place down a Ward of Dawn.
Okay. And how much HP does Ward of Dawn have?
100.
100, okay.
That's
And-
4 shots.
You, my friend.
And the AC is 18.
Okay.
And within it, we both have Overshield.
Nice.
3 seconds later, it works.
I'm gonna need to. I'm gonna need to heal up a little bit, honestly.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I did say this was a bad idea.
Yeah, I know. I had a
Alright.
plan. It didn't work out.
Alright, that's Theo's turn. Elias, you're up next.
Give me a half second. Okay.
A few moments
I should
later.
do this just in case. So, okay.
Since I'm in cover, I'm just gonna take 6 shots with Scout Rifle. Claw.
Yeah, you can do that because you're
Miss.
fully charged up.
Miss. That's a hit.
Yeah, 1 hits,
And
2
that's,
hits,
that's 6 shots. So 2 hits.
so
And that is
14.
14.
Yep.
And I don't need to recharge anything.
Okay. That's it for you then. Alright, we're back at the top. Uros, you're next.
Yay! I'm gonna shoot it with the combat bow again. The bow. I'm gonna shoot it. See what happens, right? Please work.
Take a shot.
Okay.
That'll
Okay.
connect.
Alright. That's 1. Come on, number 2. It's 2.
Nice. Okay.
Do I even want to bother trying to throw a knife again? Which I
You
can't.
gotta recharge it.
I know, but I'm like, do I want to ever try it again? No, not right now.
Well, just roll for your recharge anyway,
yeah,
because
yeah.
you may want it back. Okay, so not back yet.
3. And
But
then,
still, like you're connecting with good shots. Like you're timing your shots in between those shields, popping its head just over and over.
Oh, I gotta do my grenade. What do I have to get to for the grenade? That one.
7 you need to get to.
Okay, that recharges it then.
Okay.
Because I had 5 last time. That's 3. Okay, that's recharged just the melee. Okay. That's all I can do.
All right, Ash, we're back to you.
All right.
Get him, Ash.
Listen. So being in the Ward of Dawn, that hasn't. Oh wait, hold on, real quick though. It's a D8 for grenade recharge, which is
Yeah, and then roll all of your recharges right now.
Yeah,
like your
that's-
shields
that's the-
as well.
Oh yeah, what is the shield recharge? What do I roll for shield recharge?
I think it's a D8 for you. I don't remember.
You're a
Hold on, let
Wardwalker,
me-
yeah?
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Your shield recharge is 1d6.
Okay. So, thank you. I apologize. 5. Is that
Okay,
good?
so yeah, add
So I'm
5
back-
to your
back
shields.
in. Oh, I add 5 to my shields over. 8. I love it. Oh, I'm just gonna hang out inside of the Ward of Dawn for a little bit. While you get my
I mean, you
shield
can still
set.
move and take shots.
Yeah, no, but I'm not
you
gonna.
have
I'm not
enough
gonna
movement
stray
to
too
step
far
out,
away.
take a shot, move back in.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna stray too far away. I'll pop out, fire a couple shots, and then just hop back in.
Okay, yeah, you can step out, take your shots, and then use the rest of the movement to go back in.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So
The 19 will hit.
Mhm. One shot out of like 6. Hell yeah. I'll end my turn there.
All right, that's it for you. Hydra's turn. Hydra's gonna turn his attention to the fellas up on the left of the stairs. Are you two guys like shoulder to shoulder up at the left top of the stairs there?
No, I'm pretty sure we would have spread out throughout the room.
Okay. So the one closest to the stairs then would be.
Wait, hold on. Actually, who's upstairs with me?
Matrix.
Yeah, Uros.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
two are the upstairs guys.
I would have put distance between us, knowing that he's using fucking explosive damage, basically, in a sense.
Okay.
That's a bad idea to stick close.
It's gonna target the one closest to the stairs, and then that's gonna be Uros. Ooh, okay. Uros, roll a dex for me.
Matrix.
Sorry, I'm here.
Yeah,
Roll
need you to roll a
dex.
dex, buddy.
Oh, God, no. No, 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 no.
That's gonna be a fail. Yeah, you take 27 explosive void damage. Actually, it's gonna be half because you're behind cover.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you actually take 14.
14.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, he has +4 to Dex, and with Dexterity saves, it's plus proficiency if it's efficient. Yeah.
Well, what would he gain it? Wouldn't that be like just a
Plus
plus
3.
2? A plus 3? He'd still fail it.
Oh,
'Cause
so
he has to
16
pass
would fail.
He has to pass a 17.
Damn.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made
Yep.
it still. So that was 14, correct? I want to make sure.
Yeah, because you're behind cover, it's gonna be 14.
And I'm no longer in range, so I can't give him support.
I'm still okay. Still alive. I think.
For how
3
long?
seconds later.
Shut up! Don't jinx it, man.
Hey, you're the one under its ire.
What did I do?
Now
Just
that's-
because
So
I
how-
shot it.
So, question: how far apart are you guys?
I'd say the opposite side of the stairs.
So 10 feet.
Well, because the
Minimal.
stairs are in the middle, so like, how
Well,
far
that-
off to the left are you?
Well, so here's the thing. I don't have a reference point of, like, the room, so I can't really give you a reference of how far I would
know.
move, because I don't know the dimensions of the room.
I just know I'm next to the like
For
behind
the
that
stairs,
railing.
I would think that. I mean, can two people like side by side go down with each other?
Yes. It's
Then
just wide
he-
enough for two people to go down there side by side.
So-
Then he'd be
hold on.
about.
Hold on. So is the second floor, like, this is a complete open area at the top? Like,
Yes.
the top 4 circles around?
Yes.
I would actually try moving around to the right side. Since he's on
Then
the left.
you'll be 15 feet apart.
Or further, because I would have been
Okay.
using my movement. I didn't know how this room is set up.
Well, you said
Okay.
you're going to the opposite side, in which you'll be about 15 feet apart.
Yeah, and that's just minimum. Because I would have used my movement to go around. I didn't know if it was like, oh, it's just a staircase. With like a balcony at the top.
Yeah, that's kind of how the. Sorry, I thought I described that better. Okay, it's gonna continue to turn to its right, and it's gonna target you, Elias.
Mm-hmm.
Make a dex save.
Apparently not.
No, and to be clear, are you moving in cover, or are you just moving like up, like down the hall? Because it's gonna depend on how much you're taking.
In cover the entire time.
Okay.
Like, I'm
So-
basically moving around the balcony's edge to get into a flanking position.
Okay, so then you'll be taking 14 points of void damage,
Okay.
and that's gonna end its turn. Theo, you're up next.
Yeah, and which first up? Okay, that would be my super reach charged. My shield. 12 EA. 35, and which I think everything else is pretty much charged up. I'll step out, throw my grenade again.
All right.
9, but it's DC
So,
save.
Yep. Let's see. That's still good damage, though. Damn. That's 18.
It succeeds, so it takes half.
So I'll say we'll run that down to 10. So okay.
And considering it's targeting those two, I would like to use threat manage. So I must succeed another charisma save.
Okay. What's the save it's got to go for?
It would be 14 again.
14. Okay. Oh, that's low. He's gonna fail.
All right, then any attack that isn't directed towards me, it has disadvantage.
Okay.
At least until the next turn,
Okay.
in which I have overshield now.
Oh, nice.
So now the question is, do I get away from Ash and go to the other pillar?
I mean, if you
I
can
mean, you have
hold
100 HP to work with while in your overshield. Or your ward.
the word done, yeah.
You can tank a few hits while sitting in there. It's just Ash needs to get the fuck away.
Well, no, because
Well, Ash is inside the bubble, so
Yeah, I'm
Ash is
inside
fine
the
in
bubble,
there.
so
what I'm thinking is, we could possibly bring down the part of the building to collapse on it.
How the fuck are we gonna get out?
It's only gonna be a section of it.
Yeah, it's at the entrance, basically.
Jumping.
we are guardians, and we do have a very, very strong boy with us. So, like,
I heard
think
we're
you are
taking
missing
a
the
building
point that
down on
we-
this.
I think you are missing the point that we don't have a way to teleport out of here.
We'll cross that when we can.
we'll cross that bridge. when-
That is a very bad idea.
Oh boy.
I mean, worst
Even-
case, we can have like a ghost-sized like hole.
I mean,
Let ourselves
we don't
die
know
and
how-
have our ghost
Hold
rise
on,
or
hold
something
on.
like
I've
this,
brought down a structure on myself before. This didn't turn out well last time.
Not just him.
the thing is, we don't know how strong this thing is. We can barely hit it.
Yeah. That's was my plan was going to be to get close and use Nova Warp to see how that did, and then I can very quickly blink away to safety.
So I mean, is it a
But-
bad idea when we physically can't hurt it that much?
I mean, if you want me to bring it down, okay, I'll bring it down.
That's why I'm going to the other pillar, which I'm actually going to do now.
I mean, that pillar is just going to bring down the balcony. That's it.
And you
Which would be enough to
That's
go on
where
to it.
me and Matrix are.
get down here to the bubble.
You're by the stairs. We're pretty much down
I'm
it.
on
I'm
the
gonna test my
balcony
jumping.
away from the stairs. Did I not just save that?
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
Okay, then I'm just gonna make it everybody's problem when it gets to my turn. So please remember this.
So yeah, I'm gonna go to the other side.
This is amazing.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. I'll just fucking stand in the bubble instead of trying to be productive.
Oh no, please go ahead and do what you want, because I'm going to collapse the entire building.
Bruh.
So
I was
end
waiting
my
for it.
turn.
Blue goes on a whole thing about why we can't collapse the building. Also, Blue, I'm gonna collapse the building.
But no, I mean, if we're gonna collapse it, we might as well go full fucking force.
I'm thinking we just kind of, I don't know. Has the Hydra moved at all, or is it just
No.
been?
No,
just
it's
stood in one
been
place.
sitting in position.
I think Dave
We
just
can-
realized what I'm about to do.
I mean, it's your turn.
The Hydra's playing Angry Birds
It is
while we're
literally going to
discussing
be
this.
your turn now.
Yeah, so do your thing.
So, you know
collapse
how I
the
have
building.
3 different attacks?
Yes.
Yeah.
How many floors are above us?
Oh.
You can't see the floor
Oh,
above you. This
God.
is only a
No.
second
No,
floor.
no. How many floors are above us?
There is a third floor above you.
Anything else?
Not that you know of.
Okay. How much would 4 C4 charges do?
You'll bring down the entire lobby.
I'm just looking at Theo.
There are any windows behind me I can jump out?
I'm in a bubble. Fucking do it.
There was a window, but it was
Get everyone
encased
into
in
the bubble.
ice.
Get everyone
shit.
into the bubble
Okay.
before you blow that shit. If you're going to blow up the building, make sure everyone's in the protective barrier before then, right? That feels
Okay,
like a
so-
smart thing to do.
I'm gonna do 2 different things since I can actually do it. I'm gonna throw 3 different C4 charges, and 2 are at the base right below the fucking Hydra, and 1 above it on the roof to collapse some of the building on it. And I'm gonna detonate all 3 of them at the same time.
Nah.
Basically, crush it between the explosive concussive force.
My gosh.
Uh-huh.
Do I see
So
what
I'm
you
gonna
see?
need you to walk me through how I'm going to do damage for falling debris, because this is not anything I've encountered before.
Is it falling debris or is
That's
it
for you to figure out, my guy. Because you're gonna also have to figure in the explosive,
Oh my god.
the roof, and all the shit above it.
Oh wow. Wow.
This is awesome, but I feel bad for Dave.
The object
Hey,
will take
nah.
66 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, 66 bludgeoning damage.
Holy shit, that's
The creature must succeed on the caster's DC save.
What would the
And what must I
DC
do?
be?
I mean, I don't know. We never went over how much C4 does.
No, your DC for Dex.
My DC for Dex is
Yeah.
16.
Okay.
Master
Hey, you
got
can
then-
thank Theo for this.
I mean, again, we literally don't know how strong this thing is. So,
I
May as
literally
well
just got
pull out
my
all
super
the
back
stuff, I
too.
guess.
How many of us have deployed supers? None of us.
Just you,
except for
although-
me.
I
Maybe.
just
you.
deployed mine.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
you
so
literally
it
just
does
deployed it.
fail.
Oh,
I tossed 2 grenades at it.
I've tossed a couple.
I get 6d6 for this one.
So.
You're gonna have to double that actually. Remember, it's
Well, yeah,
2 wads
it'll be-
below it and then 1
It'll be
above it.
12d6.
How long do I have to wait for it?
Yeah,
Actually,
so I'm
it's
gonna-
18d6.
I'm just gonna.
Only because it's the first
Let's-
floor.
let's see
that's
how this
me and
rolls.
Ash are on. Then the 4 you guys are on, and then the 1 above.
Oh, I could just do
But yeah,
that.
there's
Oh,
2 below it and then 1 above it. And it's stuck in the middle between both of them.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna
Alright,
roll for the second one, because you've crushed it underneath the debris.
And then I guess technically that damage would have been done to the bubble as well.
Yep, because it's gonna do concussive damage to everything in the room. So you guys are gonna all have to make the same dex saving throws. Anyone who's not
I
in the
don't.
bubble.
Well,
Yep,
I'm in the
yeah.
bubble. I'm
Yep,
also
so
in the
yep,
bubble.
you guys are in the bubble. You guys are fine.
Hey, this is why I
Eros,
say we should
Elias,
have
you're gonna have
waited.
to make some dex
Should've
saves
waited.
to avoid this damage.
This is why we should have waited.
I
Like,
succeeded.
for now. Like,
I don't
literally,
wanna-
all you need to do, Blue, was plant the C4 and then wait a
Okay, you
moment
both
so it-
succeed.
and then blow it. Oh, nice. Okay, never mind. We're good. We all Gucci. We all Gucci.
Okay, but you're still gonna you're still gonna take half damage.
Even behind cover?
Crumbling building.
Because it's the concussive explosive damage. Yeah, you're taking this behind cover.
I'm taking cover from falling
At least
debris.
it's half.
Well, no, the falling stuff wouldn't actually hit me and Uros.
Oh, is it?
It's just
Oh,
collapsing what's above it.
I mean, you would be in
It's
that
still
crossfire because you're on the
three
balcony.
C4 charges. Yeah, because you're close to the charges still. You're still taking concussive damage.
Holy crap.
You can thank Theo for all this.
I mean, hey, me and Ash are fine. It's you that's the problem.
So
Hey.
both of you will take 19 points of concussion damage.
Oh shit.
1 second.
Yay, we're still alive.
By the way, I never did recharge my shields, so that's a D8, isn't it?
That would be a D8, yeah.
So, 2, and how many hit points did you say? 19?
You took 19. Yep.
So,
Oh boy.
I'm still alive!
Nice.
The concussion wave sends you both backwards into the wall, and you both take this damage.
And I lose my shield, and I down to 11.
I can get a rift on him.
But it's fine because, as I said, you guys did you squashed the Hydra.
Fucking hell.
There's
That was a thing.
There's
that
still
happened.
falling debris coming from the ceiling from where the explosion happened. There's a lot of dust that's been kicked up into the room.
Yeah. So how much falling damage did the bubble take?
It would have been the same. It would have been 19 damage.
Oh, just 19. Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you're further away from it, but you still would have took it because it's still out in the open. It did take concussion damage, but
Well, I meant like the falling debris damage.
debris. Well, that's individual, so that's because there's gonna be debris. It would have taken 15 points of damage.
Only 15.
Yep, because it's 1d6
Hmm.
per piece of debris.
Oh, then shit. Yeah, the bubble's fine.
Be all good.
Yep, so now there's a giant cave-in section of the ceiling, and there's debris all over the lobby as this Hydra is flattened. The shields are offline; they're basically disappeared, and the Hydra is now buried underneath the rubble.
Well, that worked out well.
Oh,
I just am looking down at Theo like,
What? It's dead.
Yeah,
Don't need to
it's
worry more
dead.
about it. And besides, we were leaving anyways, so it's not like there was anything important.
Did we ever explore the third floor?
You couldn't get access to it.
I'm just looking up at it.
You know, I don't think we're going to be able to explore it now.
No, it just collapsed that one part of it. The rest of the floor's still there.
Fair
Right.
enough.
While
I
you're all
don't know.
talking,
I mean-
I'm prying myself out of the walls.
Considering it's like Looney Tunes, just a perfect Euro-shaped.
I mean,
movement.
again-
Yeah, you just the perfect body shape just indented into the
You
wall.
just see a hand extend out.
I'm
So
out.
what I'm going to do in the meantime, while they're discussing this, I'm going to use try to get up there to the third floor.
So the stairway to the third floor, it was pretty much encased in ice. There's no way to get access to the door upstairs. It's the stairway's covered and encased in ice.
There's a new entrance into the third floor, Dave.
Make an acrobatics check to see if you can jump up there.
There's a
15.
hole in the ceiling.
Okay.
I'm gonna just sit here. And
So you take a little bit of a running start. You jump and you glide up into the hole that's in the third floor.
No,
Right,
very-
follow me. I will do the same.
I'm
well,
just gonna
hold on.
sit there.
Before that happens, before you do that, apparently my phone didn't turn on because it died. No, I was trying to see if I had like some type of rope or anything. Do any of y'all have anything kind of like that?
I don't think I do.
As if I carry a rope.
Yeah, what the fuck was it?
Some type of wire to pull you guys up.
What the
Didn't
fuck
you
would I
have-
carry rope?
As I recall, someone did have a grappling hook in their
Yeah.
inventory.
That it. Oh yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, that's okay. So here's the thing.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
wait,
don't.
didn't
No,
you?
hold on. Here's the thing. I don't have access to my notes because it's on my old phone.
Oh,
dare you.
That's
Oh.
some bullshit.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get my phone, my old phone to charge.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if Ash wanted to go up there, could I technically give them advantage for like tossing them up?
Well,
And
how
me
how
catching
high
them.
up?
I
is
mean,
this-
Ash can glide in much the same way Theo
Yeah.
could, or I mean, Elias could. So yeah, Ash can easily do the same thing, make an
I'm just
acrobatics
curious
jump
about
and jump
how
up there.
high up the ceiling is.
Just
Well, again,
use
that's
the
why
second
s-
floor balcony.
I mean, again,
Yeah,
I would be
'cause
giving
from the second
assistance.
to the third floor, it's only going to be about 15, 20 feet, so you can easily make the
yeah.
jump into the hole.
And
You know, I
I'll
was
even-
just hoping I'd be able to like perhaps blink up there or something, but nah.
Well,
I'll-
again, I
I
would
mean,
be
you
giving you
could because
advantage.
it's still your jump.
Yeah, and I'd be giving you advantage as well.
Yeah. Just have him chuck me up, and then as soon as I like, instead of like getting me to land on the floor, he could probably just like throw me up, and then
Yeah,
as
so
soon
just-
as I have sight of the floor, I just blink there.
So just
Yep. So
roll
yeah,
your
he'll
acrobatics.
toss you up or roll your acrobatics with advantage, and let's see what happens.
Oh right.
And even if you still fail, I can attempt to catch you and pull you up.
Well, as long as I can see the floor, like as long as I can see the floor, I can blink there
Oh wait,
because I don't have to roll for blink.
By the way, we recorded that, right?
19. I probably would have
Not that it matters.
from the safety of my bubble.
Hey, I mean, I'm perfectly fine.
Then Paradox just chimes in. Yeah, I was recording from your HUD.
Run row view.
Hey, it fucking worked.
Yep, and with that acrobatics, yeah, you'll definitely succeed. You do successfully jump up to the third floor.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at Paradox and just say, by the way, when we get back, remind me to go to Banshee to make shaped charges.
I'll make a note of it.
If anything, if you need glimmer, I'll give you some as payment.
I mean, if I'm doing well, we also need to build certain sniper rifles.
I still need to make my gun. How close am I to making Thorn, by the way? Even now?
Only a day has passed, so you're at 13, now you're at 12.
One step closer. It's still so far from me going.
Well, Earls, want to go up as well?
Nope. I'm just gonna sit here.
You want to go up too? Nah.
I'm good. I just got plastered in the wall. See my new art?
Chloe, come on, explore with us.
You
He
want
just
some
cracks
repairs?
his back, just nope,
Nope.
I'm good.
You want some
Is
repairs?
there a bench or something somewhere? I just want to know. I'm just gonna
It
lay
has
down
been
on it.
destroyed.
They're doing that. I guess I'm gonna use the grappling hook and lower it down, so if they wish to, they could climb up or
Nope.
just use the thing.
I'm just gonna sit down
Well,
there and lay down.
Yeah,
So
I guess.
you're basically laying on the ground then, because there's no benches on this floor where you can see, so
That's
you're just
fine.
laying flat on the ground.
Yeah, I'm just laying there.
And again,
Whatever.
do you want me to repair your armor?
Could you please? I don't know.
So in the meantime, while those two are exploring up there, I'll repair the armor.
Thank you,
Okay.
Theo. It's laying there. I don't want to move.
All right,
Thank
so
you,
as you
Theo.
guys are up on the third floor, this The entire floor has been shook by the concussive explosion that just happened, so there's a lot of dust that's been kicked up. This is basically just another office section that had a number of other computers and desks and everything, but a lot of that kind of fell down into the debris. So a lot of those got smashed from the fall.
Does there look to be a boss's office anywhere?
There. Make a perception for me. Let's see if you can actually find it, because it's gonna
That's
be dusty.
performance.
Yeah, that was performance.
He's
It's
performing
right next
very
to
well.
perception.
I do a little
Yeah,
dance.
it is. It is.
Yeah,
No, it's
right
fine.
next
Do a little
to
dance to find the office.
Okay. Peeking through the dust is kind of hard to see. There does look like there's some doors off to the left, like to the corner left of the room, but you can't quite see if that's like any kind of a boss office. It just looks like it might be another office door.
I mean, I'm gonna investigate each room anyway, so.
Okay. Make a dexterity check as you walk on this creaky floor.
15.
15. So as you're taking steps across this floor, you do feel it's still holding your weight, so it's not collapsing yet, but you do feel like as you continue to take steps, you need to take them gingerly, because this floor that you're walking on might collapse underneath you.
Then what I will do is just glide to where there is structural support.
With that perception, it's kind of hard to see structural support because you're looking at the floor, and the floor has been kind of destroyed by your seafloor explosion, so it's kind of hard to see what's got solid purchase.
Ash, you want to help me out here and see if you can see shit? Okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
You're on your own, dude.
Apparently.
I mean, so yeah, you are able to, like I said, you're able to walk across the floor fine with that dexterity. It's just, you know that if you take a wrong step here, you could fall to the floor.
I'm just gingerly fucking walking across.
Yeah. And like I said, you'll make it to the door without issue with that dex check.
This is hilarious.
Well, it's my turn to start investigating, isn't it?
You want to make a perception check too to see through the dust?
Sure, I'll do it real quick. See, just not looking for anything in particular, just looking for anything like interesting. I guess not.
You can't see anything through the dust. It's so hard. In the spot you're standing in, it's so thick, you can't really even see the wall of the room.
How long? I don't know. Is the floor we're standing on stable, or is it like? Or the area of the floor we're standing on?
It's a little shaky. Like with Elias as he walked to the door there, the floor is quite shaky.
I'm just wondering how safe it would be for me to stay where I am for the moment until the dust settles a little bit.
Where you're standing, you're fine, but if you make some steps in a certain direction, it might do something.
I'm just gonna stay where I am for the moment until the dust starts to settle a bit, and then I'll be able to actually,
Well, while those two are up there, I'd like to sit up. Is there anything in the rubble that would be left intact to look through?
The Hydra.
There's the Hydra's at the bottom of this pile, but there's desks, computers, and all kinds of equipment that's been smashed, like dividers for offices. Like all the stuff that you normally see has just been dumped on top of this Hydra.
Can we see anything that might be of use or value?
Make a perception for me.
Oh.
I mean, the exoskeleton of that Hydra would probably do.
He's buried.
I would like to take that with me potentially.
Oh God, never mind. I'm laying back down. Never mind.
It's the dust in the lobby is thick, like right where everything fell down.
Okay.
Like it just kicked up so much dust. Like all you can really see is the pile of debris. You can't even make out what's in the debris.
Okay, no problem.
I'm curious if even I could find something if I can.
Take a peek.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna be focused on
Nah,
my work then.
same thing. The dust in the lobby is way too thick for you guys to really even see. Like you can see like the silhouette of the pile, but you can't see what's in that pile.
I'm just sitting there
Well, not
laying on my
yet,
back,
unless
flipping
we
the knife.
remove everything.
Huh.
But again, I'm working on fixing up fucking
My
Yeah,
Urus's
yeah,
armor.
you're working on Uros's armor. And for
Somebody
brevity's
that-
sake, it only takes you a few minutes to spot up the armor because he did only take minimum damage as far as
Yeah,
like piercing damage is concerned.
and I don't really need to repair my armor, even though I got hit like pretty much directly.
Oh, those are battle scars. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be probably replacing the armor soon enough. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh.
then I guess if anything, considering I can't see anything in the pile yet, I'll just remove the debris from the Hydra, just to see if we can eventually find something.
I'll help Theo out doing that. 'Cause
Okay, so this will take you guys some time to dig this thing out. So we'll go
Yeah.
back up top. So as you guys are up on the third floor, do you enter into that office? Do you open the door?
I'm gonna try to look at the name placard beside the door and see if it has a position of rank or anything.
So the name on the plaque reads as P. Hackett.
We don't have any records of the building, do we?
You have financial records that you were able to pull from the computer, but as far as personnel and everything,
No, that's actually very useful. Pull up how much he was getting paid.
all right, Paradox will begin to scan through the files.
Because he has to be semi-important if he has his own office.
All right, yeah. Paradox does say, all right, I found something. Peeking through. 270,000.
That's a good chunk of change.
Trying to find position. He's listed as the executive director.
Yep, we're going in.
That guy sounds important. I think he may have something interesting on his computer. potentially.
But first, I'm going to check that bitch for traps.
All right, make an investigation for me.
15.
15. Okay. You don't spot any traps, but the door's been frozen for quite some time. So as you check the door for everything, it feels like it's a little hard to pull. Like it's kind of frozen up quite a bit.
God damn, if I could access my fucking notes. Hey, wait, it's charging. Because I'm pretty sure I have something for this.
You need big guns?
Specifically that I asked for.
I mean, outside of the C4 charges and the grappling
Mhm.
hook, I don't know.
I asked for thermite. Which is
Yeah, I remember we talked about that, but I couldn't find any kind of D&D equivalent.
yeah, because there really isn't one.
Yeah,
It
so
would basically
I
just be like a cutter through a door in a sense.
yeah, but I don't. No, okay, we'll just do this. I'll just roll D20 and we'll see if it.
Because all I'm really trying to do is just place it to melt the ice.
Okay. So where are you placing the thermite on the door?
Over where the lock would be and wherever there are bigger chunks of ice.
Okay. So it's not really chunks of ice on the door itself, but it just seems like the mechanism itself might be frozen.
I
But
mean,
you
Don't we
can
wanna take down that
put over the
door?
top of the lock there.
Yeah, I'll just put it over the lock then.
All right. All right, so you'll use the thermite. The door will heat up quite a bit, and you'll hear the sound of just a little bit of sound of melting,
Mm-hmm.
and you just hear the shh. just the kind of melting and bubbling of the metal. Do you try the door again?
Yeah.
All right, you push it open, and you hear a bit of a little metal drop, just ting, and the door just. It's a little hard to push open because the door joints feel frozen too, but you're able to push the door open without issue.
All right. Does the floor in here look a lot more stable since it's a completely separate room in sense?
Because of the way it's structured in there, it does look a little more stable because there's not a giant hole in this section of it.
All right.
All right, so as you walk into this office, there's a desk in the far back section, and there is a big shelf right behind it with there's a number of old trophies that have been collecting dust and look like they might even be a little chilled over.
I'm going to look over the trophies because they have to mean something. Because if they're important to him, they might be awards for what he specialized in.
All right, make another investigation for me.
Do I get an advantage?
Does anyone help you?
I guess Paradox is the only one that can fucking help me because Ash can't get over to me.
Well, I don't
Alright.
want to, because I don't want to fucking collapse the floor knowing my luck.
You can
All right,
send
I'll
Dragonfly.
say, yeah, Paradox will pop out and will help you. Will give you advantage. Paradox will begin to scan the different awards.
Oh no, I'm saying like, can't Ash send in Dragonfly to help?
Yeah, all
Oh.
of you could technically send your ghost
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
there to
you
help
could.
me.
I'll send my ghost then.
I mean, you only really need one to help give advantage. So
I mean, it will still help me search the room faster. And wasn't DB specialized in something or was that just combat?
DB's a heavy armor shell, so he's
Okay,
more
yeah.
combat focused.
Mine's more based on electronics.
Okay, then definitely also send yours up. Ash, what is yours based on?
What'd you say?
What is your ghost like specialty?
I don't fucking know.
Analytics and research.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That would actually be really helpful.
I'm sorry, I don't have shit written down. I need to write like more stuff down.
Because
Well,
I
no.
still have.
I'm saying that would be helpful because
Yeah,
you
no.
would know what these subjects basically are if I don't
Yeah,
know
no.
what they are.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
listen.
actually need to recheck my my page for Paradox, not Paradox, for Nova.
So
All right, so it's Nova, Paradox, and Firefly. They're all helping investigate now.
mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so the three ghosts will kind of split up and scan about the room.
And going over the trophies and everything.
Yep. So yeah, Paradox will take lead on the trophies and begins to scan those. And he's just going Executive of the Year. And he's moving to the left. Another Executive of the Year. And he's going over. He's like, oh, this guy's got a high, according to this, high success rate. 96% or better. And the Paradox just keeps going. Customer Service Award. Huh. Customer service. What do they do for customer service? What do they offer? Paradox just kind of like looks down a little bit, and he like you see him kind of like he's, like the gears are turning in his brain. He's thinking at something.
Yeah.
They had to offer multiple services, so they're not just tied to one particular area. That would make sense based on the numbers we were seeing in those data sheets.
And while he's doing that, I'm also starting to try to boot up that computer.
Okay, there's no power to the room, so you try to power up the computer. There's no response.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going in and taking. Actually, before that, can I try to charge it up?
With your arc?
Yeah. Or actually,
Um,
no. I kind of need
Paradox.
Theo up
He's
here.
also. I mean, if you need me to get up there, then there's nothing stopping me from getting up there.
No, there is, and it's called the floor collapsing.
Oh god, because you're heavy.
Yeah, no.
But there's,
Make it you
But-
stay down there.
but I have strength on my side. I can break down the ice.
You're also heavy as shit.
I mean, if you want to try to get up here, you can.
I'd rather he not. I don't want the floor
But
to
no,
flip.
going through the other way.
If he might weaken it more though, if he.
Yeah, no, he's a very heavy boy.
As I'm saying, going the other way, the regular staircase,
Uh-huh.
not where you are.
the staircase is encased in ice. He's not going to be able to climb up it.
Who said climb?
Yeah,
I mean,
for that.
he
it might
has
take
a
you some
fire
time to.
hammer.
I mean, you could try it.
And besides, Warhammer solar damage.
I'm just listening and I'm looking
So,
like, oh.
Not only will
boy.
I be breaking it, I'll also be melting it, making it weaker, quicker.
Okay. We're just gonna forgo structural integrity with this thought.
Yeah,
Okay, if they're doing that, is there a door near the like I can just be by the door
hold
to
on, hold on.
exit?
How fucking thick is the ice to the floor?
Well, the stairway, like it's encased. Like you cannot get to the third floor from the stairway because the ice is so thick.
Okay. Because I was gonna say I could just give him the rest of my thermite by tossing it to Ash, who can toss it down to him.
I'm leaving that up to you guys.
I'm looking for an exit.
I mean,
There's only one exit.
Yep, I'm going. I'm by
I mean,
that door.
first off, the thing you want me to the thing you want me to plug into, do I physically need to be there? Is the thing, or can you
I
bring
mean,
it down
I
to
need
me?
a power source.
If you're trying to boot it up from the computer itself, then yeah, you'll need a constant, steady power source in order to keep it functional.
Just grab the hard drive.
Here's the thing: it could be connected to an inter server. So if we can discover more about that, then we know more about what they were looking for here.
Wouldn't work still though.
Just bring the
server
tower.
The server would have to be online for it to work.
I know, but you're missing the point.
I
The
mean, again,
server
I could try
is not
getting
going
up
to
there.
show up if we disconnect the PC completely.
I mean, again, I could try to get up there, but expect the outcome.
It's
just
whatever
gonna
we
be
want to try.
I'm just gonna be by the door.
It's up to you guys. I'm leaving this entirely in your hands.
Yeah, so if he's calling me to go up there, I'll try to get up there. Because I mean, he sent down the grappling hook, so I can go up. I can at least get up easily enough. It's
Mhm.
just getting over the weakened floors, which with
Mhm.
that it wouldn't require acrobatics. It would require athletics because if I get a running jump,
Okay.
which I swear to God,
So you're gonna climb the grappling hook. You're not gonna jump, and then you're gonna use your athletics to get to the door.
well, at least get to the other side of the weakened floor. Because I would
Yeah.
assume
Well, I mean,
that he told
that's
me
where
about
the
weakened
door
floor.
is. Yeah. Yeah. So
So I'm gonna
Okay.
try use my athletics to try and get across.
all right. Roll that athletics.
First off, do you think you can help me?
I'm gonna just straight up tell you, you can't
hold
get
on, hold on.
advantage on this.
One thing that you could do is just find a place on the ceiling and attach the grappling hook, and then just climb across with it. And just like shoot it over to me, and I find somewhere in the room to attach it. Would that work there?
I mean, he's a very heavy boy. That zip line is gonna kind of get sagged to the point to where he might just be touching the ground anyway.
I mean, it would still give lessen his weight in a sense.
True.
Should I at least try getting across first?
I mean, you got to remember, Ash is with you right now.
Yeah, but he's on the safer floor. I'm not. Well, I'm soon
Not really. Like,
Oh, y'all are both on the
Ash-
same fucked area.
yeah, you guys are both literally in the same area.
Ash, you might want to get to a
Ash, why are
safe
you still up
distance.
there?
You might want to get to a safe distance. As God.
Bork?
Now 20. Thank fuck.
Holy
Okay.
shit. Holy Jesus.
So somehow finding cat-like reflexes, you take the jump and you land ever so lightly, just ding, just on the floor next to the door.
Homie is a
Wow.
Ballerina.
If I had a heart, it'll be racing right now.
It wasn't when I threw the C4 charges?
Well, I was safe then. I wasn't now.
Yeah, you would have just fell a little bit.
All right, so we need to plug in.
I just point at the computer.
Which is the atmosphere safe to breathe? Well, actually, I guess I don't really worry
Yeah,
about
you're
that.
next, though.
Yeah, everyone's got their helmets up too, so like the atmosphere here is not breathable. It's way too cold.
Technically, I would be safe, right? Or
You would, yeah, you would be because you're an exo. The fleshies are not going to do very well if they take their helmets off.
yeah, it's okay.
I'm
So
by a door anyway with my helmet on.
I'll go ahead and take off my helmet and get the cord from the back of my head and plug myself in.
All right. So you connect it and you transfer some power into it. You hit the power button. It does start to boot up. The computer monitor is very frozen, and as it starts to display letters and images on there, you know that effect when like your phone gets very like too cold and like an image kind of gets stuck in there for a few seconds, like as it transitions.
It's freezing up.
Yeah, like a freezing up effect to it. That's what's happening with the monitor as you're looking at this. But it is slowly starting to boot up, but you can't really make out what it's saying because the blurring is so great in it that it's hard to read it.
I was gonna say, Theo, can't you just see the desktop like through your eyes in a sense in your head?
Well, yeah, but I still have to take in the processing of the computer.
He's got to start up the operating system before he can begin the download.
So, although yeah, I can transfer it over to me, it would still be taking a while for the computer itself.
That's fine, even though we won't be able to see it on the monitor. You can just throw that display over to our heads-up display also, in a sense.
Yeah, though this computer is very old, so it's going to take me a bit.
That's fine.
All right, so once the computer's up and running, it'll take roughly an hour to download all the files on the computer. So if you guys want to, you guys can take a short rest during this time here as well.
I'm gonna see if there's any other rooms because in that time period, the dust will settle.
And I guess another thing, if anything, can I multitask? Like if it's simple?
I mean, what are you looking to do?
I was probably just gonna repair people's armor, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can just kind of sit back in the office and work on that while it's downloading into your memory core.
Yeah, because I know Ash took a beating a bit, and well, concussive blast for our friendly explosive guy over here.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine.
You took concussive damage.
Not as much as you'd think.
I'm still gonna repair your armor. It's my
I'm just
job
walking
as a.
out the door.
It's my job as a smith.
I'm just walking out the door away from him.
You're lucky I can't move.
All right, so now that the dust has settled, make another perception with advantage.
Give me 1 second. Perception. 25.
Oh.
There is another corner office on the opposite side. You are going to have to make a jump across the pit, though, in order to get there, because the ground around it is completely gone.
Alright. Can I make it back over to where Ash is in the center of the room?
It's about 25 feet, so you could make the jump if you make your acrobatics.
Oh, no, I was gonna just get back to Ash by walking.
You can get back to where Ash is at, but where the other room is at is across the pit.
Yeah. What I was gonna do is grab the grappling hook and shoot it basically across the room in a sense.
And zip line across.
Yeah.
Okay.
While he's doing that, is there any rooms or anything else down below other than the rubble? Or is it just the lobby?
Yeah, on the first floor there is some rooms back behind the stairs that weren't checked yet previously.
Well, might as well go check that out then. Hopefully a ceiling won't come down on me.
Well, I mean, there's still like little rocks and stuff kind of falling from the ceiling, but nothing really to worry about.
Yeah.
So you make your way back behind the stairs. You do see some signs that I mean, you as a person recognize these are bathroom signs.
Figures.
Ooh.
Hey, found the bathroom at least.
Hey guys, found the bathroom. Well, you
Nice.
don't have to worry.
I need to go poopy.
I don't know why, but saying poop. Imagining your Rose going, "Hey guys, give me a moment. I need to go poopy," is the funniest goddamn thing to me. Give me a minute.
So you continue to walk down this hallway here. It's a bit of a long hallway. It kind of branches off into another T similar to what it's like upstairs. But these are like there's some large meeting rooms here. You're able to like there's broken glass where there would be glass walls here. But you do see like there's some long like boardroom meetings that there are some chairs, but these chairs have been tossed across the room. There's like two of them standing upright. The rest are just kind of scattered about the floor. Papers are scattered about. They're torn up, shredded, and some of them you can't. It's been so long since someone's been here that most of the ink has been faded to illegible.
Okay. Any other areas or
You can
anything
check the
noticeable?
left or to the right. You can check down the T's and see if there's any other rooms.
May I go to the left, please?
All right. You branch off down to the left side. There is one door off to the left and a door off to the far right.
Might as well check the one on the left then.
Okay, as you check the door seems to be locked. There is a sign on the door that reads maintenance.
Alright, I'll skip it for now and go to the other door.
Alright. So the far door, this room looks like a meeting room, but it's a little different. There's a monitor, a TV monitor on the back corner. There's a couch, kind of like a rounded couch sitting in there. There's a bit of a round table in there. It looks like there's a little bit of a small kitchen there. This may have been either some kind of other meeting room or possibly some other break room for the workers that were here.
Can I check around in there for anything that might be of use or value?
Sure. Make a perception as you investigate the room.
Perception, please. Just a decent this time.
Okay. Um, Nothing in here stands out to you necessarily as valuable. I mean, from what you're seeing in here, there's some old, golden age technology, and then between the monitors, you do see, little. You do see that there is one, looks like a small tablet device that's sitting on a shelf. It's a small black tablet, about 8 inches.
I'll take it. Figure
Okay,
Ash and Theo could probably look at it.
sure. Add that to your inventory.
For future reference, everything has a plot thread.
All right. And there's nothing else, right?
Nothing that you can see that's of any value.
Okay.
There's some technology in there, but it's smashed.
Okay.
It's either smashed or frozen.
I'm not even bothering with it then. I'll go back to that maintenance store, please.
All right, so you check back at the maintenance store. It seems to be locked pretty good.
Which way does it swing? Is it swing?
It would swing right. So it would go inwards.
Oh, inward. Okay.
Yeah.
God. And it's just locked. All right, I'll leave it for now. Can I go down that other direction, the right side?
Certainly. So you make your way down to the right side. Similar layout. Except it's mirrored. So there's a door that would be closest to your right, and then another door off to the far left.
Okay, I'll check that door on the right first. Is there anything that indicates what it is? Like a sign or placard?
There's nothing. There's no sign on the door on the right. It's just a blank door.
Okay, I'll try and see if it opens a little bit, if at all.
So it does seem to be locked, but the handle does seem kind of loose.
Can I hit it with something to break the knob off and try and open it?
Sure. I mean, you can use like the butt of your gun.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything?
All right. So you take the butt of your gun and you snap the door handle, and you hear something fall in the inside of the room, and the door just kind of cracks open a little bit.
Okay. I'd like to go in carefully, just in case.
All right. So you open the door wide, and as you look in, you see towers and towers and towers just going down this long, long room. You found the server room.
I'm gonna get on the comms. Hey guys, I found the big computer room thing. Lots of them.
Oh, we know where to go now. But I'm still checking that office.
I'll leave it. I'm gonna go check the other room for now. I'm just looking
All
at
right.
it like I have
Yeah,
no
yeah.
idea.
So yeah, we'll go back upstairs here to Elias. So as you do zip line over to the other room, I won't make you roll for it because you're just using a tool to get across. So you do get a purchase on the corner there. There's as you step down on the ground, it's very, very ginger. Like you feel like you're gonna have to light step your way through to walk into this room.
Okay.
All right, so as you do, make a dexterity save, or just roll a dex. Excuse me.
22.
22. Okay. So you immediately take a step into the office, and you feel the floor start to kind of fall beneath it. So you take your foot back, and you feel like if you take another step in there, the floor might completely go in.
I'm going to send Paradox in to look around the room, and I'm just gonna watch through his eyes.
Okay.
Can I
Alright, so
send Dragonfly to do the same? Or like
in the same
specifically
room?
look for like
Sure.
I
Yeah.
don't
So
look
yeah,
at
you send your ghosts across, and they will glide into the room. And as they're peeking into this room, it's a similar looking office.
Wait, I was gonna say, is Nova coming along to help?
Would Nova? Oh yeah, I mean, because they're all upstairs. So yeah, I mean, you can direct Nova to go help. So yeah, because they're all upstairs doing investigating in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as I was saying, the room is pretty similar to the other office, except it's a little bit smaller. The room seems to be a little bit shorter than the other one, but it's got a similar shelf that it has on the back room. It's almost the same number of trophies as the other room in there. There's a small window that's off to the left side as you're peeking in. They do go over to the desk. They start to scan the computer, and Paradox immediately goes, "Well, that's odd. The hard drive from this one's been pulled."
Pulled. As in
Rather,
recently pulled?
I can't say if it was recent, but it was forceful because it did damage to the board.
Is there dust on the computer at all? Like, as if there's been recent handprints?
As Paradox scans it, well, there's no fingerprints, but dust has been moved.
So then it's been recent then. So somebody got in here somehow without us, or without breaking the ice, literally.
Paradox just kind of looks over to you and just says, "And we both know who could do that."
Mm-hmm. The question is, why is he here?
Well, it seems like he's gathering more information on the dark matter, if I was to guess.
Yeah.
But how's this connected to Graviton Lance then?
Well, I mean, each time, in a sense, it's opening a black hole with that second shot, isn't it?
Well, that's the theory. And the science behind the weapon is a little skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there might be a connection to all this, and but black holes. Paradox just kind of floats back over to you, and Nova joins, and there's nothing of value in here. It's almost the same as the other guys, except this guy's drive's been pulled.
Search the desk if you can try to open it. See if there's anything useful inside the desk drawers.
Both of them will go back over, and they kind of scan. They can't open the drawers, but they can scan into the drawers to see what's inside them.
Mm-hmm.
So they begin to scan it, and Paradox just kind of floats back over to Ghost. I mean, there's some papers in there, but I don't know if they're going to be of any worth. They all seem to be in pretty shit shape.
Theo, do you mind checking the drawers over in your room real quick, since you're right next to there? We kind of didn't check that one.
Yep, you haven't checked the drawers yet in that office.
Mega?
Hmm?
Are you going to check the drawers?
I can, yeah. I mean, am I able to move freely?
Yeah, you're multitasking. Unless you can. Well, for brevity, we can just say you finished up repairing everybody's armor.
Oh, well, then yeah, if I'm done with repairs and I'm still downloading, then I gotta do something else. So I guess I'll check the drawers.
I like how Ash is still just standing on top of the weakened floor.
Just standing there,
Hello,
and then the floor kind of creaking.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
So you open up the drawers. The first couple of drawers don't have anything, but the third drawer does have a black tablet that's about 8 inches.
I mean, I'm gonna guess it doesn't have power, but I might as well still check.
Yeah, you push the button and there's no power to it.
I'm pretty sure if I plug this into myself, it's gonna decrease the time for the download.
Oh,
I mean, you can only really plug in one device into your brain at a time.
Oh yeah, because that type of multitasking wouldn't be fun for me.
Yeah, no, you could fry your brain if you're giving yourself overload.
Especially since I'm not a fucking like warlock or anything.
Titan crayons.
So, hey Ash, I got something for you.
Ashes is void.
I'm a
You're
void
a
lock.
warlock.
Doesn't mean that she can power it.
No, I am a void lock. I
You do
cannot
realize
do anything.
I'm also void.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're also an exo, meaning you have a battery.
Ash is an
Oh wait, I am
Ash
an
is an
exo.
exo.
Yeah, I am an
Yeah, Ash-
exo.
That's what I'm saying.
I am an exo.
That's what I'm saying, Ash, because they're the only other exo besides me.
What do you need?
Tablet. Look in it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you'll do a similar thing. You remove your helmet, so you gain access into the back of your head, and you pull out a cable jack from the back of your head and plug it into the tablet. You transfer a little bit of power over to it to try and power it up. But as you attempt to power it, it still doesn't turn on.
It may just be broken, you know? It has
Can
been
you
here for a
transfer
while.
over the data of it?
Can I do that? Can I like?
Yeah, you
download
can.
data or
You can.
whatever?
It's gonna be kind of a bit of a pull, but yeah, you can basically download what files are able to be pulled from the hard drive itself.
Mhm.
But yeah, because of the way that the tablet is non-functioning, you can give the hard drive some power separately, but like the battery unit for this tablet itself seems to be completely dead.
Wait.
Yeah,
we
I'll just try to pull
battery
data.
by chance? Hold on.
I'll just try to pull data.
I mean, you could, but you could damage the tablet as well trying to open this thing up.
I mean,
Okay, 'cause I
The
thought it had
battery is
a
just
battery.
broken, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If there's a way to remove the battery pack, I might have a spare battery
I
because
don't
I
know.
do
I
have an
think
old tablet.
we could take the if we want. We could take this with us and try it later in a more
yeah, I was gonna say that.
stable environment.
Yeah.
So either I can download the data now, or I can basically pocket this and we can wait until we're back in the last city to go over what's on this.
Let's just wait.
Yeah, just
Okay,
wait.
so instead of downloading the data, I'm just gonna unplug and then just like put it into my little like backpack.
Okay, yeah, put that in your inventory that you have a tablet.
Yes, where is
You
my...
could also hand it over to me, and I could see if I could prepare it too, because I am good with
Nah.
electronics.
Let's wait until we're back in the last city, I think.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put this here, I guess.
And now back to me doing nothing.
Yeah, so for brevity's sake, we'll say that download's completed. You have all of the data
Yay.
off of the drive.
Hooray.
So at this point, there's pretty much nothing else to explore. So unless you guys want to head down to the server room to check that out, that's the last thing. Other than that, that's all you really got for this building.
Yeah, I'd be going down to the server room area.
Is there another door down that hall, or is it covered?
And I guess
Not there.
It seems to be just one door in, one out. And there's the one door for the server room.
Okay.
and
I was just
I guess I'll go down there as with them as well, so I can plug myself in if need be.
The phone signal.
All right, so everyone will drop down there then.
Yeah.
Seems so.
All right.
Hold on. Real quick, Theo, you gotta make an acrobatics check.
I mean, we're going down. It's not like
Yeah,
it's
you
gonna
gotta
matter.
still make it back across the floor.
Oh,
Nah,
crap.
fuck that. That's just gonna fall through the floor. Fuck it.
Yeah, and then you might collapse it on Uros.
Is that maintenance room still locked? I gotta go back over there and see if I can.
It was locked last you knew, so you can go back over and try and jimmy it open.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and go back over there. I'll see if I can use my knife or something at first, and if not, gun butt.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, can I make like an? I guess. Yeah. I guess an incision into the floor with my hammer to like make a hole, just so I can just go down.
Yes, please smack the structurally weak floor with your hammer.
I mean, it's better for me to do that than just stand on it, jump to break it, and then take damage for it.
I mean, you gotta make it back across one way or another. It's just depending on if the rest of the floor is gonna collapse into the main lobby. That's what I'm getting at.
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be lucky enough to make it across again.
Okay, so I just want to be completely clear on what you're doing here. You're gonna smack the floor from the 3rd floor, and you're just gonna drop down to the 2nd floor.
I mean,
Cause see, here's the thing: if you roll badly, you might fall straight to the 1st floor, and you're gonna take damage anyway.
I mean, either way, I'm gonna take damage regardless. So I guess I might as well just do athletics again.
So wait, are you jumping or are you smacking the floor?
Jumping.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
And
Because I'm
it's
just
not-
imagining like, okay, let's just smack the floor, smack.
and I
You
can't
just
use
so
protective
happen to
light on
roll
this, so-
badly and you go tumbling down the floors.
and I can't use protective light on this, so it's just 12.
Okay. It's a little rough, but you do jump down to the floor. Kind of superhero landing, just dropping one knee. You don't have any damage from it.
hey, superhero landing.
What's the server room?
Server room would be down the past the stairs off to the right.
All right. Server room. As
All
I
right.
like try to fix one of my joints.
Yeah, you're walking a little gingerly, like, my knee. It's landing like that is so terrible.
You can feel pain.
I can feel my
Superhero landing.
servos
It's always
messing
bad on
up.
the knees.
I can feel my servos messing up.
Maybe you shouldn't do that then.
All right,
Fly on
so
was an option.
you
Onwards.
make it back to the server room, and you pretty much see the same thing. You see just a long series of towers going down a long stretch of this room. There's no power in here, so everything is dark.
I'm not gonna plug myself into power all of these.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you as well that if you attempted to power this up, it's gonna require a lot more than the battery that you can provide.
I'm straight up gonna get knocked out.
What about 2 exos?
What
Oh
about?
my god.
We're not throwing more exos at the problem. Won't fix it.
That's apparently the Crucible's plan to keep the Crucible map safe. Throw red jacks at it until it works.
Yeah, I know, but Red Jacks are people.
So, what would you like to do to the servers?
I mean, can we tell on which ones might be important? Like, is there any like sort of like plate to tell which ones each of them identify to?
There are some labels on the servers, but they're just labeled in numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Could I potentially have Dragonfly quickly like scan them for just like general ideas of what's on each like server?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah,
So
then
yeah.
I'll help with that as well.
I was gonna say something also that y'all probably didn't think about. We don't have to power all 6 of them at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
We could just
We're
power one
narrowing
server.
it down. We're gonna narrow it down, so we're not spending all day here.
So, both Nova and Dragonfly begin to investigate the room. Dragonfly does scan the room. And Dragonfly does happen to spot a server that does have a slot missing. And you hear Dragonfly just call over to you, goes, well, we got something missing here. Do you guys go check it out?
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys do go over, and you do see like where like they're like the slots for like large drives in these servers here. One of them seems to be pulled out of one that's labeled number 8.
So then what could have been on this one?
I don't know, but and Dragonfly kind of peeks into the slots a little bit, and you see the lights scanning on the inside. This is kind of similar to the drive upstairs. It's been forcefully ripped out. There's damage inside here.
Well, somebody doesn't want us to get it. What's on these?
Yeah, or he needed something on these.
What a dick!
All right, and as Nova scans the rest of the room as well, the servers are all dead, and there's no real identifiable marks that would signify anything of significance. Like I said, they're just numbered numerically.
Well, I
So
guess
there's no real way to tell what has any valuable data and what might just have just junk data.
well, that's up for us to sort later out. Just start pulling hard drives simply and don't damage them.
Okay. So for this,
It would be really just me because I'm an expert at tools and such like that to remove them.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So
I mean, if we power them, isn't there like a way to like disengage them?
Yeah, do it one at a time.
Then
It's not like you're having to power up the entire room.
yeah. So then, if anything, I'll just constantly plug myself in, and then they're easy to just take out.
Yep, but Elias also has electronics toolkit, so you can roll that, and you should be able to determine how many drives you can pull from the servers.
I mean, wouldn't we just be able to pull all of them?
Well, roll the toolkit, and we'll see if you can pull all of them.
And I guess it would be an advantage.
It's
since
under
I'll
your
be
tool
helping.
proficiencies.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
never mind.
Okay, yeah. All right, so you do successfully pull out 5 different hard drives.
Can I see if I can try to get any of the others, even just working with them and slowly pulling them out?
The rest of them have been pretty much frozen damaged. Like, you do look at some of these, they look like they would be in okay condition, but as you look closer at them, there's frost damage on these. So you were able to salvage a good portion of them, but a few of them are just lost to time because they're frost damaged.
So this is 5 out of the fucking 6 server farms in total?
Well, there are in total there are 12.
Okay, so how many am I going through? Is that just 5 out of the 12?
That is 5 out of the 12. Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I guess
with-
the only
So
What's
minus the one that does have the drive that was already ripped out.
okay. The only thing I could possibly think of is just really still taking them and then just letting them dry out and see if we can recover any of the corrupted data later on.
I mean, I could probably take one home. Well, yeah, I can take one home and try scanning it while I'm there, but I won't be able to do all of them since that would just take way too long.
And Dragonfly will chime in and goes, Malachi might be able to give us more information with this data.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he was looking for, and if we can get him this information, he might be able to decipher a little more than what we can do.
So it's better to take all of it than none of it.
Yep.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna slowly work my way and start removing them, even the
Yep.
ones that have damage.
Okay. Yep. So I won't have you roll again for those. So you do remove the frost damage drives. So yeah, right in your inventory that you have 5 functional drives and 7 non-functional. Oh, excuse me, 6. 6.
I gotta actually get to my notes on my new phone.
I'd say right on your character sheet. I mean, that just might be faster.
Wait, hold on. Import notes.
I won't worry about weight values because these are drives. These are barely a pound, so.
Yeah. I'm just gonna make new notes. Give me a second. The reason being is that I just make notes on my phone, make it easier.
Yeah, if that helps.
5 undamaged silver farm drives, and you said 6 undamaged ones.
Yeah, 6 damaged ones.
Okay, all right, let's get going then. What was in the other room that Eros went to go explore?
That was the maintenance room. So I wanted to actually get back to that because he wanted to attempt to lockpick the door. So you're picking with your knife. I think this would be a dex roll.
Wait, hold on. Did we see him trying to do this?
You guys are in the server room. I'm down.
Yeah, you guys are in the server room doing this. So he's off on his own.
I'm just seeing if it's messed, like if the door.
Yeah, it's a dex check. So roll dexterity for me because you don't have lockpicking tools per se.
Yeah, I was gonna actually. I forgot Elias has one. I was gonna ask, hey, can you try and open this to see if there's something?
That's what I was gonna do. Because if I seen him trying to do this,
I forgot all about it.
I was just gonna throw him the fucking lockpick set at the back of his head.
So
I completely forgot you had it.
With that, you do slide your knife into the lock, and you hear it kind of it's kind of moving around in there. You're kind of just wriggling a little bit.
I'll be right back.
And you lift the knife up just a tinge, and you hear a little click.
Did I lock? Did I lock it?
Yeah. You open the door, and you peek in, and you do see a number of boilers.
Don't happen to see anything else. Anything?
Make a perception.
Possibly. Where'd my perception go? There it is. Oh Jesus Christ! It's dark, isn't it?
There's no light in this room, and it's very dark in here, so you can't really see what's in the back of the room.
Sounds like you need dark eyes.
Wait, don't you have dark vision to 30 feet?
Yeah, I do.
But yeah, with that perception, you don't.
Even I do. I was just like, yeah, I do. It just doesn't matter. It's like, no.
Not now with that roll. Yeah, but it just looks like a basic maintenance room. There, a number of boilers lined up along the sides of the wall.
All right, then never mind. I figured if any tools or anything or something like that. So
okay, I'm back.
I mean, yeah, there might have been, but you just couldn't see them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay.
Yep.
What type of maintenance room was it?
Couldn't really tell. All you could see in there was some boilers along the sides of the wall.
Yeah, nothing big.
You didn't go in and explore?
Too dark for
me. He took a peek in. He rolled a natural 1.
Oh.
You guys are more than welcome to. You might find something. I thought it would be useful for tools or something.
Would we have all
Never mind.
linked up back by this point?
Yeah, at this point, you've all regrouped in the hallway.
I'm gonna
You-
flick the side of his helmet where his flashlight is.
I have a flashlight there.
Your ghost is your flashlight.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's the flashlight. I don't have a flashlight.
Just flick his
Yeah,
ghost.
and DB has been with you the entire time.
So
gonna worry
you're
about
flicking DB?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
in a sense, but
he can
DB would
flick
have
you
been inside of
back.
his backpack in a sense.
No, DB would be at his side, like being the flashlight.
Alright. Well, yeah, well,
So you're flicking DB?
yeah, in a sense, like,
You don't flick this man's ghost.
why did you not just send DB in?
Not worried about it. Not
I'm
expecting to
gonna
find
go
a
in there and look.
Okay.
Because this man apparently doesn't know what looking around is.
All right. Roll perception as you peek into the room.
22.
22. Okay. It takes your eyes just a quick moment to adjust to the dark, but you do look into the back of the room, and that there do seem to be a series of shelves in the back of the room.
Mhm.
And as you kind of look back there, they look like there's some square-looking toolboxes.
I'm just gonna go back there and just look into them.
All right. So you do you attempt to open the toolbox?
Are they locked?
It's pretty frozen. So you'll have to make a strength check to try to pry it open.
Theo!
Someone say strength.
And I'm shining the light so he can walk into where I am.
All right. So yep, Theo, you do make it back, and you do see that there's three relatively large black toolboxes.
Try not to damage the insides.
So I'm fine to damage the outside.
I mean, yeah, unless you just
I
wanna
mean,
hold
you
up.
could just
Wait, hold on. Is it just covered in ice that's what's keeping it closed?
Yeah, as far as you can see, it looks like there's a layer of ice to it that looks like it's kind of sealing it shut a little bit.
Pull out your fucking solar hammer and just hold it next to it and let it melt.
Oh. Fine.
I mean, we can just stick with the strength you just rolled. So
I mean, I'd rather try not to damage it with that low roll. Might damage whatever inside of it.
Well, I mean, I'm more just trying to just open it, yeah?
I guess, yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't matter if the top is there.
Okay.
yep. So with that roll of 11, you do you tug on it a little bit, and then you rip the top off of the toolbox.
It's open.
I'm gonna look into it while he goes on to the next one.
So looking in here, it's a very basic tool set in here. There's a series of sockets, wrenches, couple of laser cutters.
I am taking those.
Oh, wait,
All
what
right,
was
so there are two laser cutters in the toolbox.
Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. If there's two laser cutters in there, can we laser the ice?
You do try to activate one of them, but it is not turning on.
It probably needs to charge. All this
And it might be too cold in your current environment for it to work.
Okay, strength time. 17.
Was there anything else in that said toolbox?
Like I said, there were sockets and wrenches, like your basic kind of tools.
I am finding the 10mm socket.
Okay.
Anybody that knows anything about mechanics knows what I just referenced.
I don't, so we're just gonna say okay.
10mm sockets are always the one that goes missing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, second box,
So
17.
yeah. All right. Second box. You don't rip the top off this one, but you do kind of chung. You just pry it open without any issue, and you just kind of let the box just fling back a little bit. This toolbox, it's similar to the other one. There's a lot of wrenches in here of varying sizes, screwdrivers of varying sizes. There's no laser cutters in this one, but there does appear to be a small circular handsaw.
I will take it,
Okay.
You want me to get to the third one?
of course.
My arm's giving out.
Okay. So this one, you try to kind of pry it open, but kind of like how like you pull too hard on a bag of chips and it just kind of explodes the chips all everywhere. You explode the toolbox and the tools kind of just go flying everywhere.
I'm just looking at him deadpan.
Our servos were giving out. What can you expect? They're not damaged, are they?
So
What?
the tools in this one, again, it's very similar to the other two that you've seen in here. Sockets, wrenches, screwdrivers. Like these are like handy like toolkits that maintenance guys like will carry with them when they're on the job.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, this third one, does not have any laser cutters either. The first one might have been someone who was in the lead position who was able to carry these torches, and the other two might have been just the outside workers that had all the other tools.
Was there anything unique in this one?
And the one that was ripped open, not that you.
Floated around the room.
It's like I said, it's very similar to the other one. You're not seeing anything remarkable. I mean, you could pick up another 10 millimeter, socket if you feel so inclined to.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
I'm
it's
gonna collect as many 10 millimeters as I can.
So there'd be, I mean, between the three boxes, there'd be three of them.
Okay, sweet.
Because each one of them, yeah, each one of these has like a complete tool set in them, minus the one that has the laser torches.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
No harm, no foul. I didn't harm anything inside.
I mean, fair, but still.
You ripped open the toolbox like a bag of chips.
Didn't hurt no one.
I didn't mean to hurt nobody. It's just Theo.
All right.
Anything else you need me to rip open?
I'm just gonna send Paradox around the room and scan anything, see if he finds anything interesting.
All right. Paradox will do a little scan of the room and just kind of comes back to you and goes, there's just a boiler room, maintenance room. Nothing remarkable about it. These boilers are pretty old too.
Wait, do they open?
Boilers?
They're frozen shut.
No.
Oh, they're
boiler.
frozen shut?
Yeah.
Yep.
The reason why I was going to ask is because Matrix, how many times would you suspect that maintenance guys would hide shit?
None, because boiler is not something you want to hide shit in.
Well, no, I'm saying like behind them.
Oh, behind them? It'd have to be very durable because the heat from them sometimes can be. Ours doesn't get that hot, but ours isn't that big either. It doesn't run.
Well, I was also going to say, you got to remember, this would probably be right next to a wall, so it'd be dealing with the cold and the heat.
Yeah, possibility. I mean, there's still possibility we can put stuff behind there, but
Do you need me to push the
you can
boiler?
check. You can just
See if
look
there's
behind
anything
it.
behind them.
Sure. I'll have you roll another perception for me.
Yeah, it's more of you could just look because most
25.
All right. There look like there's some grooves kind of cut into the wall that kind of make room for some of the piping in here. But outside of the way the room's kind of cut, there's nothing really remarkable about what's behind the boilers.
Okay. The only thing I can think of before we leave is sending Paradox back up to the third floor real quick.
What's he looking for?
Do we know if there was a fourth floor?
There was no fourth floor. This
Okay, so it's
a
just
lot of the
three-
building, like a lot of the outside of this building is encased, like the top portion is encased in ice. So all you've really been able to see is like up to the third floor.
Hmm.
So
I mean,
like
there's
as far as you
nothing
know, like it could just be 3 floors and then the rest of this is encased in ice. But it's gonna be really hard to tell.
Okay.
There's nothing really too dangerous about sending our ghosts up for a quick once over, just in case we miss something while up there.
Yeah.
I'll send Jack
Okay.
to look, see if there's anything we missed.
So after a moment, your ghost comes back down and goes, I think we touched all the bases.
All right,
Alright.
that's that done then.
Well, I guess let's get the fuck out of here.
Indeed.
All right, so you do make your way back outside. Do you guys call in your ships right away, or do you make your way outside first?
Let's get outside first. And make sure that the area is secure.
All right, so as you step outside, the wind seems to have picked up a little bit and a snowstorm is starting to come in.
Let's get those ships down here as quick as possible then.
All right, so are you just going to call them into your location?
Guess we're gonna debate on that one real quick. If anybody else has any other ideas.
Mm-mm.
Nothing
I
for
mean,
me. I'm ready to go.
We might as well get out of here quick.
I think currently.
Okay,
Yeah.
then, so we'll call in the ships.
Because the only other option is hunkering down here for a little bit.
All right, so you do call in your ships. They do fly in overhead, and you're able to transmat back to your ships safely. As you guys board your ships, the storm starts to really pick up. And as you guys depart, the visibility really starts to diminish as you leave.
That's a good thing we got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, it was. All right, so it'll take you guys roughly about an hour or so to get back to Earth and get back to the last city. So you guys will make it back there without any issues. You do get a ping immediately from Malachi advising to come as soon as you're able. And at this point, you guys have arrived back into the last city, and your ships are now in dock. What are you guys doing first?
I'm finding the mechanic.
Oh my god. Do that with the...
All right, so you go look for Steve the mechanic.
Yeah, the guy that helped me build the fucking thing. The fucking...
All right, you do go find him. He is working on another ship at the moment. He just kind of peeks around the corner and goes, Elias, what can I do for you?
I just hold up the 3 10mm sockets.
His eyes kind of look to the sockets, look back at you, to the sockets, back to you. These for me?
Do you want them? I know people lose 10mm sockets all the time, and I found them.
He just grabs them right out of your hand and goes, yeah, no kidding. You know how many of these things I lose on a regular basis?
You owe me a beer.
I'll give you 3.
Fair. And I just go on about my way.
All right, so you will head out, and then do you guys head to Malachi's?
Might as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you do approach the club. Julius is standing at the door. There's There's noise inside, so it sounds like the club's going, but there's no one really standing outside this time. And Julius just kind of leaning against the wall, hands in his pockets, just kind of chilling.
Did we bring anything back cool for Julius? Like that anybody can think of?
I didn't really get anything, so.
I have whiskey.
Hey, yeah, you do.
I got whiskey.
You
Hey,
don't drink, so give it to him.
I mean, technically, I can drink. I
You
don't
just
gain
can't
anything for
appreciate
it.
it.
So,
I mean, can he? I mean, Cade did drink fairly often.
Yeah, but
I
can't
can't
go
gain
drunk
the
off it.
flavor.
The flavor, man, the flavor.
It's all about that flavor.
The
It's
downside of
all
being an
about that
exo.
face. About that
About
face.
this.
Oh God! All right, so you guys approach the door, and Julius just kind of gives you a knowing nod and kind of opens the door up for you guys.
Do you give him the bottle of whiskey?
Expedition present.
Wait, or we could give it to fucking Malachi, who can probably sell it for a high value price. It is an old whiskey.
Or he might just crack it and drink it. I mean, you never know.
Well, no, we could probably synthesize it too and recreate it.
Sell it. Oh, wait.
Well, no, if we fucking present it as a business item for him to make money off of, he
Yeah.
might enjoy that.
Neat.
Because what businessman doesn't love money?
Money.
Man,
All right, so do you give Julius the bottle of whiskey, or are you gonna give it to Malachi?
I'm
mean-
gonna give the ball to Malachi, but what I will do is I'm gonna give the stick of celery that I have.
You
You know,
hand him the stick of celery.
You know that stick of celery that I
He
had?
he looks down at it confused. He looks back up at you, and he's got a confused look on his face, like,
Expedition present. Then I'm just gonna walk on in. I'm not gonna explain anything. I'm just gonna walk on in.
I'm just trying to hold myself together from dying laughing.
Julius just like is looking down at the celery stick in confusion, just kind of looks back at you as you enter into the doorway. And as the door closes, he's just as the door closes on the camera, he's just staring down at the confusion, like, what the hell is this? Door closes.
And I'll remove the stick of celery from my inventory.
Oh my god.
All right, so
This will appreciate and value, Julius. You'll appreciate it later.
you realize I now have to come up with a creative way that he has to use the celery, right?
No, next time we show up at the club, he's just beating the shit out of somebody with a celery stick.
I had that since fucking episode, like the second time I've been in here, and I haven't been able to use it since.
Oh.
So hopefully he can find a better value than I could.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
All right, so you guys do walk your way through the club. The club has got its usual patrons. The music is loud and it's bumping. You make your way upstairs, and Malachi is sitting comfortably on the couch, lightly smoking on something, and just kind of looks at me and goes, "Gentlemen, how was your expedition?"
Explosive.
He raises an eyebrow at that. Do tell.
Show the data. Or show the clip.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Oh,
play the video of the explosion.
Both
So no
perspectives.
context. All he's looking at a screen and he just sees you throwing these charges, detonating them, and dropping the ceiling down on a Vex.
A new type of Vex, by the way.
Like, it's just 2 point of views. One that caused the collapse, one that was in the collapse.
He's just kind of stroking his chin as he's watching this and just goes, "You have a strange knack for destruction, Mr. Norwood."
Yeah, kind of have to in my line of work.
I mean, it was pretty powerful.
Yeah, I'm
so
already
it's
aware of
necessary.
what happened to you in the stadium. Crashing a ship into the side of the stadium.
I mean,
You're
hey, it's a
lucky
good
that
record.
you're lucky the ship didn't blow up and completely vaporize you.
Yeah.
But not only that, one, we found out about your team you sent out,
Hmm.
and you can kind of guess on what happened to them.
I don't need to guess what happened to them. I saw their feeds. Were you able to retrieve any information from the facility?
There was somebody else there before us, and I'm gonna guess before your team too.
I see.
So we
And my
were able to
only
recover
guess,
some stuff.
yeah,
Malachi will get up from the couch and he'll walk to you guys and just goes, "So, what information have you been able to find?"
I just pull out the 5 hard drives and set them on the desk, and then the 6 undamaged ones.
Excellent work. I'll get my team to begin decrypting it right away.
And although you probably won't be able to do anything with it currently, but there is something you can do with this. As I'm going to hold up the old whiskey.
His eyes kind of widen a little bit and goes, "Oh."
They
And
can,
he kind of gingerly reaches for the bottle.
Pull it back.
yeah, I'm
Ah.
like, I know a business proposal when I see one.
May I investigate the bottle?
As long as you don't drink it.
Yeah,
I won't crack it open.
it's an old one. I can say that much. As I'll present it to him.
He gingerly takes it from you and he kind of spins the ball around looking at it. He wipes the dust a little bit off the bottle, just looking at the label a little bit, and goes, "Well, this thing will kill an elephant. How old this is?"
Well, that means you can synthesize it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's good enough, you could probably make a couple of glimmer off of him.
Well, we do already have a recipe for whiskey, but I'm sure we can manage to synthesize something out of this.
Oh, how about a deal? For us that found it, 10% of any funds that you generate from it. 90% goes to you.
Generous offer. He's looking over the bottle as he says this. He goes, "Very well, since you did happen to find this. And I'll even do you one better. I'll let you name it."
Oh God.
I'm just gonna be looking at. I'm just gonna be looking at him like, I'm not good with names.
I mean, I can think of one, kind of a goal.
I mean, this is going to be your very own whiskey brand, so think of a good name.
Eros, what you want to name it there, bud? Because I was thinking of naming it Stonehorn's Revenge.
Okay, I like that. Just because you're hitting on a nerve.
Actually, yeah, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, because you got to think, this shit apparently kicks like a mule, and we kicked the shit out of him.
Well, the reason it's so strong is because it's been sitting there for however many hundreds of years.
Oh, I know.
Gotten potent.
So yeah, it's had time to age.
Mm-hmm.
If you
More
guys
than a
are
few
okay with it,
lifetimes, probably.
if you guys like the name, I'm good with it too. I like it.
And plus, it's kind of a humble origins of where we all fucking technically started because of you.
I'd like that for the people that there for them, not me. But I appreciate
Malachi
it.
just smiles at you as you say the name and goes, "Oh, I like that name."
I was gonna say the only other thing that I would ask is instead of giving my portion of the money to me, donate it to the orphanage that I help out at.
Generous donation to the orphanage will be given in your name then.
Thank you.
Well then, I have work to do getting these drives looked through. As soon as I have any information of value to you, I will let you know.
Well, we'll be around.
And I will be in contact. He sets the bottle on his desk there and kind of turns his attention looking back out to the crowd in the club.
I guess I'm just gonna head out.
What's head on out.
All right. So at this point, we'll go ahead and we'll end the session here because when we start up next time, you guys will level up.
Lovely.
And we will kind of get into details about what he was able to find, and we'll keep the ball rolling.
I was gonna say, did we ever fucking finally figure out what was on those fallen hard drives that we were going to be investigating while traveling to
Nope.
Europa?
Nope, because you never investigated it. They've been sitting in your inventory for who knows how long.
Well, no,
even
we
though
were in the middle of doing that while traveling to Europa. We just never discussed it.
it was discussed, but it was never looked at.
I guess I can look at it while I'm home.
Yep. I guess I'll work on the tablet in the meantime.
Oh, tablet! I have a tablet. Shit, I forgot all about it.
You
Sorry.
do.
Oh yeah, the tablet.
Yeah.
I have it written here too,
Yep.
and I'm like, oh god, I forgot all
Yep,
about it.
two of you were able to recover tablets that originally I was only expecting you to find one, but you did end up finding both of them.
Sweet.
And so I'll work on fixing those.
And I guess you can just transfer over the fallen hard drives to me, and I'll write them down.
Yeah, so I'm giving my tablet to you, Elias, right?
Yes.
Okay,
and
good.
Let me
'Cause
look in my old notes and see if there's anything else I need to get to.
Yeah, because my character doesn't
Yeah.
have any technology
And-
like that.
And we can write down our level up, yeah?
Yep, because I'll be making adjustments before the next session anyway, just double checking everything. But yeah, you guys will be leveling up before next session.
So there was two
Alright, so I can have
damaged
that in
fallen
effect.
tablets, 3 thumb drives, and I think we investigated the thumb drives actually. Because they were like
Yeah, those are the ones that you guys investigate that had the information on the Genesis device itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
and then I had 1 or 2 fucking fallen hard drives.
Yep, that was from the ship way back when. That was from the fallen wreckage that you guys explored.
It's not. I have 3 or 1 or 2 of the fallen hard drives.
You
You should have 2 fallen hard drives.
yeah.
Good, okay. So I'll write that down. And we got the level up, so just the stuff. And I can add points to my strength finally.
Yeah. The tank now becomes a super tank.
I can
It's very intelligent.
I can finally wear the relic armor once it's finished.
Oh, actually, before we do end the session, I am going to Banshee. This is one thing I need to fucking do beforehand.
Okay.
I'm going ahead and getting him to start working on making that fucking collapsible sniper rifle.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with those fucking anti-material rifles.
There was something I was
Yes.
gonna ask about.
All right, so
purchasing, but I'll remember later.
we'll just do this really quick then. So you do take the supplies over to Banshee. It's gonna take him a little time because he's building this stuff from scratch from the blueprints itself. So he's having to kind of learn how everything works as he's building it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll take him a little time to fashion it, but he will get started on it for you, mate, and he'll let you know when he's done.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay. Anything else before we cut session?
I mean, I'm gonna be guessing that the relic armor isn't gonna be done today, or probably tomorrow. So
I know.
No, but I mean, you could because now we're in a bit of downtime. Like you could always go check out the progress too when we on next session.
yeah,
I know
because
Ash is
that's
probably
what they're gonna
going to work on Thorn.
Yeah, because this is gonna be like a bit of a down session time now because you guys Malachi's working on the information to work out for you guys, so you guys will have some free time to kind of do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Mm.
So I mean, if you want to, you'll have options, come to on next session, but just be thinking about that. It's like this is gonna be some downtime for you guys, so think about what you want to do in the meantime.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There was a couple things I was wanting to do, and I can't remember what right now.
Yep, and there's some things going on in the city that could also be checked out too.
Yes.
Fucking person.
Crucible.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Dungeons of Destiny, Velvet Fang, content. Find the stuff there. Download it. I'm making that brief. Dave's got his streaming. You can find the link in Twitch. Space Ghost Dave.
Yeah.
You can find it there. It's easier to find it, even though it's typed up here and you can't really read it very well. Sorry, but there's a link. You can just click on it, take you right to him real quick. And then I try to stream Saturday also, but that's not been happening a lot lately with work, and that might calm down enough that I can. And then you three jokers got anything? No? Okay, good.
Not
Shut
my
up.
knowledge. Well, fuck you.
But no, if you guys ever have anything, spit it out. Charity things or anything, I don't mind. I'm like, shoot it up there. Go for it. But
I mean, if this ever becomes bigger, we can
Shameless self-promotion.
yeah, shameless self-promotion. Come on.
I mean, if this ever becomes a bigger thing in the future, and how it go.
Gee, keep up the hopes there. No, this is mostly for fun, so don't worry.
Here's the thing. Yeah, just donate anything to charity and such.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna.
I mean, yeah. If this channel eventually gets to the point to where we get a
People
number of
follow.
subscribers and stuff, I'd be down to do charity streams and whatever, if that comes around. But
yeah,
even all of us playing together.
Yeah. And then I'm still putting together some stuff. Eventually, if we get I have a few things that I can do for giveaways eventually, but right now I'm just holding on to them until a little bit more people come in, and then maybe we can do some kind of raffle thing or prize thing.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. So
we like fan engagement, and we appreciate conversation, and yeah, we want to reward the people who have been sticking around with us.
Yeah, and all proceeds to this stuff goes right back into it for everything we're doing. So if Dave needs something, we'll get Dave something that he needs, so that way he can keep DMing this side of it. And I'm doing my Transformer campaign next weekend. We will not do 4 hours, okay, guys? Sorry, that was my bad for not watching the clock. So,
I mean,
you were deep
fun.
into the story. It was fine. I didn't bother me, but yeah,
same.
But you guys, it'll be something. So next Sunday is Transformers, and again, Destiny will be the next one after. Oh boy! So, tune in for it. Those who have joined. I'm trying to make shout outs a little bit here and there. Like Winter Starlight just did a chat, but I know they kind of joined in later on. I know Miku actually subscribed tier 1. I was like, what? Threw me. Still not used to that stuff. So I'm trying to make it to where acknowledge some of the people in chat and that have come in and showed up. Thanks for
Yeah, I mean, if you get like subs and like
Yeah,
any of
that's
that kind of
just
stuff like during stream, yeah, like we'll definitely acknowledge them at the end of the stream, just like we can get anyone who did sub during the stream or whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember to do that so that way it works. I'm trying to keep things working on this end because my computer is either dying or something else. Right now, I've had great connection today, so we had good session. At least
it was good.
It was a good session. Just the tech side worked really well, so I was like, fine, we're good. So, but anyway, you can find everybody everywhere. Look for the links. I do have a Patreon, but I don't have it linked up yet. So I'm still kind of working with how that works. So give me time. Again, all the money just goes right back into this. So any few pennies,
we'll have to like get some exclusive content for our Patreon guys, like once we actually get that going too. So
yeah, and then I have to get the hamster, feed the hamster in the wheel that's powering all this. So
exactly, yeah, like we got. Yeah, gotta feed him the little pellets to keep him going.
Yeah, that's why the power stays on for a little bit, and as soon as it runs out, I come out of power. So. But anyway,
inject it straight with caffeine.
Y'all can say bye. I'm not doing it this time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bruh.
I'll see you next week.